welcome to another episode of SDS, and we have a special for you because, as you can see by the title, the thumbnail, and if you are watching and not listening on the audio version, you're watching the visuals, you can see it doesn't look heavy, by the way, but it is the heaviest thing I've held in a long time. Okay, it is the trophy, the Ball League trophy, sat next to us. As you can see right now, myself, Ilias next to me, that's wearing a medal. I'm wearing the shirt that we won it with. This is actually going to be our official kit for next season. So it's a really nice shirt. I've seen a lot of good things as well. So you guys get yourselves. But today we are here to talk about Ball League Season 1. Of course, you guys know the result, but we need to talk about the whole season. Okay, because you guys have seen the outside. Maybe we can give you a bit more of the inner stuff. And to do that, I've brought two people, along with Ilias, of course. You've seen him already. You know him very well. I've brought our captain, Diddy, and our head coach, Sharky Maz. What's up, boys?
Wow.
Wow, isn't it?
That's not your first time on the pod, Diddy. I'll let you speak first.
Because it is.
Yeah,
wow, because it is.
Mad, innit?
Mad, they're still thinking of it every day.
You are, and you always will be, the first ever captain to lift the Ball League UK trophy. How does that feel?
I don't know.
Tell everyone how heavy it is first.
You were the first to put your hands on it. What do you think?
Real, my shoulder was aching the next day.
You've had a shoulder problem for a few weeks now.
I used it on this shoulder.
Yes.
That one would have been gone.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so shoulder was hurting. That thing's very heavy. I don't know what they got inside it, but heavy.
No, it honestly is as heavy as we're saying it is. Maz, welcome. This is your first time actually coming on the podcast. They're familiar with you because on this channel we still release all the vlogs every single week and they see you, but this is their first time, your first time sitting here on the infamous SDS roundtable. So good to have you on. Listen, there's no structure, there's no plan. I just want to talk about Baller League. I want to talk about the whole season because we haven't done it once. We haven't done a whole episode on it. Because I was thinking before the season we were going to do weekly episodes. Then I was like, nah. Then there was the losses and all of that. And I was like, nah. So now that it's done and all said is done, and of course we brought the trophy home to the SDS studio, I want to talk about it. But before we do, give us a little bit on your background for anyone who doesn't know you. Your background in football, playing days, and as a coach, because you're a young coach with an old coach's experience. Do you know what I mean? That you have like more years experience than you should at your age. So give us your background for anyone that doesn't know you.
Yeah, Maz. The name was created around the age of 9, 10. One of my coaches didn't know how to say my full name, Mahrez, at the time.
Now they do.
Until Riyad Mahrez came on.
Yeah.
Maz was from the age of 9. I was at Fulham. That was when Martin Yole came in. I thought, you know what? This guy is going to be a bit of me, like a technical footballer. I'm going to match his style. He just showed me the door straight away. And at that time...
Martin, man.
I know, man. But at that time...
he's got a brother called Cock.
Is it?
He's got two... Martin, yeah. He's got a brother called Dick and Cock. I swear.
Dick Yo and Cock Yo.
I swear.
As in D-I-C-K.
That's a bit mad.
D-I-C-K and then C-O-C-K.
Bro, Martin Yo, brothers. I swear, bro. Look. So what's his brother's name?
Cock yo. Come on, Shark.
Why do you even know that?
Why do you know this?
Where's he from?
He's got two brothers.
What, is he Dutch?
Huh? He's Dutch, yeah.
Yeah, he's Dutch, yeah.
He's Dutch.
That
Dick and Cock.
It says Cock.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Crazy.
Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, I just thought it was a fun fact, innit? Carry on.
Yeah.
So Martin Yo...
That's a crazy fact.
So yeah, Martin Yo obviously showed me the door. And then it's not how football is nowadays. You know, you got a little football CV. You know, you'll get a new team straight away. Few agents played me around. And then I'll be honest with you, I fell in love out of the game. I didn't really enjoy it anymore until one of my coaches hit me up. That was at Fulham he took over a non-league team. I was like, you know what, I'll go and check it out, see what it's saying. Literally, I remember I came on the last 20 minutes and I stood there on the pitch and I looked over to the side. My dad was there. He's followed me my whole journey. And I've basically gone, what am I doing here? Like, I've gone from nice pitches and whatnot to all of a sudden I'm playing in the middle of a field. But he told me to stick at it. I stuck at it, stayed with that team. I was at step 4 at the time. Done really well. And then all of a sudden, you know, we're pushing for playoffs promotion. Played against Dorking Wanderers, so Mark White.
Oh, yeah.
Dorking.
Yeah, man, got man of the match that game. Compiled a little clip together. It was like 10 minutes long on YouTube. You can see it right now for yourselves. And then, the rest was history. You know, I signed up for Braintree Town, Conference South. Got promoted in our first season to the National League. So that was a big achievement in itself at the age of, 21, 22. So National League, travelling all over and whatnot. I'll be honest with you, 1 minute I'm playing, next minute I'm not. 1 minute I'm in the squad, 1 minute I'm not.
Playing centre mid as well, right?
At that time, they shift me over to right wing back.
Oh.
Purely because of height and
Yeah.
you know how the English game
Yeah.
is. So, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. If I can do my career again,
You play right
I'll
back.
start right back.
Yeah.
Definitely. Get more of the balls on in this day and age. And then, again, falling in love, out of love with the game, purely because of the travels. I'm travelling 2.5 hours to Essex and whatnot. And then a manager came in, and at that time I started coaching briefly at Westway Sports Centre. Those of you that know.
Yeah, legendary.
Yeah, man. So I was coaching a community club at the time, and I got to a point where I'm sitting in change rooms. I'm not agreeing with like coaches what they're saying, and I wasn't big time or anything. I'd still continue doing what they're asking me to do, but without any love. And those of you that knew me, I'm a technical footballer. I like to keep the ball, but I'm getting told to kick it into the channel and just kick it only, and it's percentage football. And I'm thinking, what can I do? You know, how can I stay ahead of the curve? I've always been someone that's thought a bit deeply about football and whatnot. So yeah, I took my coaching serious, had a conversation with loved ones around me, started doing my badges, started, asking a few questions here and there of coaches that I trusted. All of a sudden I went to Stamestown, so that was back to step 4, but in a different role. So I was player coach. Listen, at first that coaching role was picking up cones, but I didn't care. It was just that title that I wanted and just that confidence to be
You
around.
must have been very young doing that though. How old?
25.
25, already going into coaching.
Yeah. So the coach at the time brought me in. We started poorly with a brilliant squad. The club was going through a bit of a mess, and then Gaffer got sacked, and the chairman's gone, "You coach, you got a good rapport with the players in the change room. They all love you. Do you feel like taking it on as an interim role?" And I was like, "I'm all over it." So those of you that saw recently that know H5 Hamza, I brought him in as my number 2, 1 or 2 others here and there that helped me out. Brought a few of the lads that I had that rising ballers, steadied the ship. Didn't get the full role, but a month later, got first team head coach role at Welling United, Conference South. So that's my first proper role. Stayed there for 2 years. Then went to Hemel, done another 2 years there. And then I had to get out the game in terms of non-league in a sense. So I took my badges a bit more serious, done a bit of work at the FA. And then through that, now I'm at Arsenal Football Club, coaching in the academy. And then with that as well, SDS. So we're here.
SDS!
Yes, 2 of the best clubs in world football.
Come on.
Congratulations.
Not complaining, thank you.
Well, I just did a face.
So you just said 2. I thought I misheard you.
Yeah, no, he's got the dream life. He's working at Arsenal and SDS.
Yeah, man.
He's
Yeah,
like-
SDS I can agree with.
he's
The second team, I don't know.
So that's obviously a summary of your
Yes.
of your coaching, because obviously we can go on for ages. Rising ballers, I want to go into a little bit more quickly, because even Baller League, a lot of players in the league, you've coached somewhere. You know, some of them have been rising ballers. You can correct me if I'm wrong. PK,
Yeah.
Albi.
Yep.
Obviously we've got Hamza.
Yep.
I'm in Sassy.
Zaid.
I mean Sassy. Zaid. Zaid, you've got a bit of history with as well, innit?
Yeah.
London Movements.
Zaid's from, yeah.
I've seen a picture of you
Oh,
two,
yeah,
the same
yeah,
London Movements picture. Yeah. Zaid, who else in the league? But we're rising ballers. Have you got? That's a good. That's
Good chunk of players.
Sinks was a wild
Sinks
card.
came in.
Sinks came and played for us as a wild card. There's quite a few players.
Tell you what, yeah, if you're going to kill me because I haven't remembered.
Yeah,
But yeah.
there's quite a few players, and then obviously you even got players who've coached at other teams at Hemel. So you worked with who? For Livy? Was that
Levy,
Hemel?
Bailey Brown,
Alfie Matthews.
Alfie Matthews, yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh,
So
so
you've
you
got-
get him,
I played with Don Vos.
you played with
Yeah.
those at Fulham.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So when Ball League first started, this is before. So you weren't involved at all. So I'm guessing it's because you just didn't know about it, didn't hear about it.
Didn't hear
A
about
lot of
it.
people said didn't hear about it. So when it first started, and you tuned in a few times, this
Yeah.
was like you weren't gonna at that point you didn't think I'm gonna be working or getting involved in. You saw a lot of your people that you know. What were you thinking? Because you're like, oh, I coached this guy or I played with this guy or whatever. Because Don Voice started off
Even-
really strong as well.
Yeah.
Even
And
some
a
of the
lot
coaches you know as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
He was thinking
Yeah.
tactics already.
Yeah, but what were you thinking about? What were you thinking? Because small, obviously, we're talking about your 11-side history, but you've got small-sided experience as
Yeah.
well. What were you thinking watching Ball League at the start? Honestly, forget SDS for now. Go into what you think about what you thought about SDS, because we're in a bad place. But
Yeah.
what did you think about Baller League when it first happened?
I called it Fight Ball.
Fight
Ball
yeah.
League. That's what it was. I remember that was my first term. It was like everyone just fighting.
That's why I think we struggled. I drafted a technical
Footballers,
team.
I saw it,
I
yeah.
drafted footballers, and when the draft finished, everyone was like, "You smashed the draft. It was a
Yeah.
great draft and everything." Like we were the favourites. Obviously, I had first pick, but my draft was drafted footballers. I didn't expect it to be that physical. So then the more physical teams were getting success.
Yeah.
So yeah, you called it fight ball. Go ahead.
Yeah, Fight Ball. I was just seeing like even wild cards that were coming in are like 6'6" brutes, and they're just pinging it into the top man and they're holding up. And don't get me wrong, that's an element of six-a-side. You got to play off the top man. You got to mix it up. Like, I get it, but it was everywhere. Every team, it was the same blueprint, and there wasn't much in those games, if you get what I'm saying, unless you had a real solid player. Let's say Don Vos with now Ranger, like those two together, it's like it's a problem.
Yeah,
you
they killed us.
Yeah,
exactly,
Game 2,
exactly. But so I remember when I then did join, and I had a meeting with all the coaches of Baller League, and they went to me, Maz, like, your new set of eyes, like, tell us what you think. And I was like, we can't call ourselves coaches if this is what we're recruiting. Baller League is in the name, ballers, and that's no disrespect to the brutes, because 6'6" Bailey Brown is one of the best footballers I know. Technically, people don't give him a lot of credit for that. But I feel like players like Diddy, etc., were not given the light that they should have, because that's their game. Six-a-side, small-sided, 1v1 duels all over the place, take on players, combinations, finishing, you name it. Be a bit more exciting. Whereas I was switching on, I'll tune in because of the Mandem, but I wasn't tuning in with any real, like, oh, this is sick. Like, yeah, this is quality. I didn't think it was going to blow up. But I feel after, like, week 6, 7, teams started to understand, like, there's a change. And fair play to the coaches. They did change as well. And the teams. And then the style started to become better. And then the football was obviously, you can speak.
I remember
for itself.
me and you spoke like way before
Yeah.
you got involved, and you even said it to me. It's too physical.
Yeah,
it's not like proper six-side football.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I've played with Diddy for a number of years. No Diddy.
So did
Sounds
Diddy,
like
yeah.
It sound like AV.
But yeah, like we was in the ends, Westway, you name it, like Wessex, West London area, everyone knew us. We was those guys that just played 5, 6-a-sides day and night, man. And what it was on the big picture, on Sky Sports, etc., wasn't what we know, you get what I'm saying? So I'm glad, like I said again, the coaches came together and we made a bit of a change for it, man.
What was it like for you at the start with that style of football? We'll go into it, of course. You weren't starting the first 3 games, but we'll go into that part after. I think that's a big part of the story of SDS because you ended up being the captain and everything. But outside that, when you were playing, when it was just super physical, what was it like for you? Were you thinking, this isn't what I know, this is what I enjoy? Or?
No, to be fair, the physical side is... I kind of playing, obviously, like he said, playing in the ends in the streets and whatever. The physical side was always there. So, like, that weren't really even the main thing. The main thing was not having so much of the football inside, literally just being based off physical aspects. Obviously, the change where they started introducing sin bins, that helped a lot. Yeah. And I think that allowed players to express themselves more in teams and even coaches to give tactics on board and progress going forward. But yeah, no, definitely the physical side weren't even the main thing. It was literally just being so physical and not football at all.
It's mad though, because there wasn't those 2 minutes in bins first few weeks.
Bro,
you said it, bro. Like, what did the referee say to you?
I got kicked the first week. We beat 26ers.
Yes.
I got kicked and I was right next. And they had a German ref for the first week.
Because the first week they brought the German ref.
Yeah,
they know that.
Because the first, so they knew the rules inside out, innit? So they had to be there first week.
So one German ref come in to help obviously all the other refs, and he was there for I think all 6 games if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, and we had a highlight game, so we were the big one.
Yeah. Prime time slot, right?
Prime time slot, which is game 3.
So
we've had the most, by the way, of any team this whole season. We've had the most game 3s.
Talk it.
Yeah,
so
deserved as well.
Let them know.
Yeah, well, deserved in the end, of course, but
deserved. So I got kicked right next to that ref, the German ref.
Yeah.
I'm on the floor holding my leg. It's not mad painful, but I'm just holding like...
Yeah, it's a foul. It's a foul.
It's a foul. I'm like, ref, no foul. He's like, this is Baller League.
Yeah.
Really?
That was the thing. At the start,
From there,
they weren't giving nothing.
No, from there, genuinely, I was going to go home, get my Rey Mysterio mask, and I knew I was at wrestling. 100%.
I hear it. It was mad.
Crazy.
It was
Are they that physical in German League? I've watched a few bits, but are they that physical?
Apparently, according to sources within Baller League, apparently Germany is more technical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not so much...
Because they got 3 seasons of experience. And now, obviously, because they won 10-1, it looks like they're...
that one, we need to run that one again.
So
it's a fake 10-1.
So, yeah, that one, I just want to say that, obviously, none of our players were involved.
None of the top
4 players were involved. And also, in that 10-1, I think 7 or 8 of those goals from Germany came from game changers.
Yeah.
5 in, I think Kevin Bergen scored about 5 1-on-ones. And in the free play, they scored a lot.
Yeah.
But in regular game, it was a low scoring game.
Yeah.
But it was Germany's best players versus... No disrespect to the players, because obviously some of the best players in Ball League play for teams outside the top 4, 100%. There's players like Kieran Clark playing at Don Vos, Sack, Billa, class, but without the help of some of the players that made a Final 4. Yeah. So it wasn't the strongest versus strongest.
Or even some of the informed players that were in the Final 4.
It wasn't like the strongest versus strongest, but it does also show that regardless, when I was watching that or saw bits of it, the German players looked a lot bigger as well, though. Like a lot bigger.
They're big.
But they
I
can
remember
play.
walking past them thinking, bloody
They were
hell.
bigger. Yeah, they were.
Imagine
they were
these
bigger.
lot week in, week out. That I was complaining about.
Yeah,
the
but
first
to be
couple
fair, in Germany now, because Ball League's so big and established, a lot of those players don't play 11s anymore. They're just full time.
Okay.
They work jobs, and Ball League is the only
Fairs.
football. They're Ball League players.
Yeah.
There's even a team called Beton Berlin, and they have a house.
You got
So
create like a
they
create
live
house
together.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wait.
when you sign for the team, you're not only signed for the team, but you also get to live in the house.
Do they do content as well and all that?
Yeah, they also
Nice.
they all
Do you
like
reckon
live
I'll
together.
ever reach the UK to that level?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I think Ball League is just growing and growing.
I think sooner or later,
I think it'll be bigger.
people won't play non-league.
I agree.
Generally.
Yeah. Because,
Generally.
one, because the money's better
Yep.
in Ball League, and also there's not much strain on your body compared to the full-time football
People
or
also get-
the part-time football you're playing
People
in
will
league.
start getting endorsement deals and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also, and this is no disrespect to a lot of players in the Border League, but they've probably had more limelight in the last 11 weeks
Forget
than they
that.
ever
Oh,
had
easily.
in maybe a 4, 5, 6
Forget
years
that
span.
in 1 week, bro.
Yeah,
exactly.
in 1
You
week.
could- in a normal week of Ball League, you can check it just on YouTube now.
Yeah.
You can go on the channel, go on the live tab, and you can look at it. Random match, they go on Game Week 3, you can see it, 1 million views. Just on YouTube alone.
Yeah,
A million
yeah,
views. YouTube
yeah.
alone, by the way.
Yeah.
That's not counting the 3,000 to 5,000 in the arena. That's not counting Sky Sports viewership.
Let
It's
alone
not
the
counting
separate
Twitch.
vlogs as well.
Yeah, and the vlogs and all of that, and people's streams. It's not counting any of that. This is
Yeah.
YouTube alone, it's 1 million. That 1 week, you get more eyes on you. And then obviously going to the final, I saw a picture of the final four, someone took from high up.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Because when you're playing, you're just playing.
The whole
you
stadium.
don't, you don't
15,000
realise,
seat
Yeah, yeah.
field of watching you and your goal.
Yeah, man.
Even with the Ball League exposure now, I'm not going to say names, but there's a few players that have told me they're getting offered more money now at non-league teams because
so
of
they
their
don't.
performances. No, because of their performance in Ball League
Yeah.
and what the eyes would bring to their club. Like
Yes.
chairmans are
Well,
calling the
not
players.
every club are
Not
looking
every player.
at that, though. A lot of,
Yeah.
a lot of
But
non-league teams are still not.
I think
not
it
like-
depends.
Depends on the
what
age of
level
the.
semi-pro as well and the age
Yeah,
of
of
the player.
course.
Yeah,
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 Because
yeah.
like
Some players are full time as
Yeah.
well, so it's harder.
That's-
Because if you're a step 2 team, step 3 team, there's no step 1 players anyways. But if you're a step 2, step 3 team, and your players are full time, it's hard for you to go. My players are full time. I'm paying this guy a contract. It's a full time player,
Yeah.
and he gets injured on Monday.
100%.
that's-
But in my head, I just look at it as okay, because obviously I'm gonna be on the side of Ball League because now I have a team. I'm a manager of a team in Ball League,
Yeah.
and I've got to work with these players who also play for a team. I'm happy to be in communication with their managers. I would love to talk to a manager and go, listen, this is your player. He plays for my team as well.
Yeah.
Let's have an open line of communication.
Mhm.
If you've got an important game on this week, let's have a conversation. I'll promise to give him like a limit. I'll play him 15 minutes max.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have that communication because
Yeah.
look, all these players, you've played non-league as well. You played non-league. Even when you're playing non-league, you play sessions with your boys unaccounted for. 2
Yeah,
hour sessions,
100%.
2 hour midweek sessions on a
100%.
power league,
100%.
and your team doesn't know that.
And you can
But
get injured there. But
you get injured
yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and that's even more rough. And when
Yeah.
you're playing, especially you play in ends with Somalis. Somalis are rough. There's always fouling, it's always wallahis, but you're more likely to get injured there, right?
Yeah.
Where like HM, one of our players got injured in a session where you were there. He
Yeah.
missed the week for us. You get injured there. Whereas Ball League, it's 30 minutes of football. No one rarely plays the whole 30 minutes because game changers. On average, you're playing 20. How much you play regardless? Now,
In
18
and
to 20
yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
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 It's hard. Like that's a small time to play. There's referees. There's medical staff. There's physios, and you're on Sky Sports. It's safer in my head as a team manager. Not fully safer, but I look at it and I go, cool. They're playing 20 minutes. I can see them playing as well, so I can see what's going on. Rather than they're playing 2 hours. I power league with their
Friends,
mates.
yeah.
with their-
Yeah.
So it's like, and also for the club, it brings a lot of light to them because it's like, okay, if I'm a club and Tyler Winters plays for my team, and now he also plays for Gingers United. Ginger's a massive influencer. Ginger has a lot of followers, and people now love Tyler Winters because he plays for Ginger's
Yeah.
team. Tyler Winters' non-league team might have a lot more fans that live in the area because
100%.
Tyler Winters plays for Peterborough Sports. Kids in the area might go, oh, I'm from the same area as Tyler Winters. I'm going to watch him on a Saturday.
Yeah,
now
yeah.
the team has more fans because Tyler Winters plays for that team. So
More
not-
gate money, more
Yeah, yeah.
revenue
Yeah.
from that.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then if you have an open line
To
of
work
communication,
hand to hand,
if you have
yeah.
an open line of communication with the Ball League team managers,
Yeah, yeah.
with the non-league managers, like I'm willing to do. I don't think a lot of other managers will, but I'm willing to do it and go. Listen, let's talk. Let's see, like, what do you have planned for this player? Is he going to play this week? Do you want me to play him only 10 minutes? I'll happy to do that. I won't put him in the squad this week. But I think that's where it will eventually go. Now it's still a bit of a.
I think
eventually they'll have no choice because these players are going to get more and more money at Ball League,
100%.
so they have no choice.
100%.
I think just defending maybe the non-league, let's say a chairman
Yeah.
owning a club side, I'll say the thing is if a player gets injured at Baller League, they still got to pay him throughout the whole of the season
Yeah.
for the contract, and they got to pay his recovery. Yeah,
Yeah.
most players have that in their contract, recovery, injuries.
What if the player
Depending on the
gets injured
level.
at Power League with their mates? Can they still play that?
No, I know, but that's a choice that you've made yourself, and you're just jeopardizing. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's between you and the chairman, or you and the manager of the team.
Yeah.
Whereas here is, I feel like, just on that aspect, if he gets injured, so let's say Maz gives me a contract now, I'm earning so much a week, whatever, or a month, whatever it is, and I get injured at Ball League, he's still got to go to the chairman and say, that player's on contract, he's still got to get paid till the end of the season, which is another 8 months.
Yeah, but I think that's where I think a few players I know are doing it anyways, where there's clauses in the contract. I can still play Baller League, and if I get injured on Baller League, it's on me.
That's
I think you'll get to that.
There's a few players.
I think some have already started doing that now because of the success of season 1. They want to be involved in season 2, but in the long term, because you got to remember, there's 2 Ball League seasons a calendar year, so it's 6 months of the year is Baller League. So players by season 3, it's this time next year, so it'll be even more established. Season 1, I think, was success. It'll get even more established. So I think that will happen across the country, and then it'll get to a point where team owners or chairman will have no choice to say yes, because there's so many players that will be, so many clubs are after them, and they're going to go with a team that lets them play Ball League. So if you want to get a player, if I'm a non-league owner or chairman and I want to get this player, and the breaking point between yes or no will be, can I play Ball League? If I say no, he'll go to another team, and now I've lost this player. So now I've got to say, even though I don't want to, I've got to say, all right, fine, I'll put it in right. You can play Ball League on a Monday, but this. That's going to happen. I've got no doubt. But back to Ball League. So that was the Ball League non-league discussion. But back to Baller League. We started off going to our season. We started off as the favourites, right? Draft night. We got all the way back to draft night. I had the number 1 overall pick, right? I picked Bruno Andrade. It's mad. This how it's so crazy because Bruno's a top player. I don't regret picking him first and everything. He's top player, but it's when you look across the whole league of Baller League and everyone's first picks. I think there's only 2 or 3 teams whose first picks has been the most important player, you know, and that's kind of how it works. Because Bruno's, for me, his winning goal in the semi-final for me is he's paid his worth, you know. But the way football works is it doesn't matter what order you pick players. Felipe was a last round pick for us. You know, and to be fair, I think he used it as like a chip on his shoulder. But realistically, the only reason it was last round pick is because he only got added to the draft on the day of the draft. So I didn't get a chance to really look at.
Can we talk about how we picked him that day?
Yeah, go ahead.
Remember, so that day we got to like the 8th round and we needed a striker. Do you remember?
There's no 8th round. It was.
We got quite late and we needed a striker.
6th round is the last round. So
sorry, yes. We got to like that pick and we needed a striker. And then we're looking through the draft list and I see Felipe's name, right, the last name. And I look at him like, that name sounds familiar. I think I know him. It's from the ends. I go to Diddy and Bailey and I go, is Felipe in the draft today? And they go, yeah. And I'm like, he hasn't been picked and we need a striker. Him and Bailey both go, you have to pick him now. You have to pick him. He's the best finisher in the draft.
100%.
All this kind of stuff.
100%.
And I go back to Sharky and he goes, is it their word? And I said, yeah. And he was like, can you vouch? I was like, yeah, he's a good player. I know him. And then he was like, cool, we'll pick him. And then we picked him in the last round. Like, it's like, I don't think, obviously, no disrespect to him. It's not because of his ability, but I think because his name was bottom, no one saw him and he got added that day.
Yeah, it's mad. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the draft night was mad because obviously you pick players and so much things happen, and some players end up getting picked last and end up doing better. Some players get picked earlier and it doesn't work out how I wanted it to pick. Draft happened, cool. Favourites, SDS FC. All right. Clearly, Sharky put the most effort in. Of course, I went to Germany with you.
Yeah, we went to Germany.
And Mercel the week before, or 2 weeks before, because Ball League Germany had started earlier. So I went there because I was like, you know, if I'm gonna go into this, I want to see what this is about. Right? I don't like to go to anything blind. If I go into what it was about, went to Germany, we actually were really impressed. By what it was going on and some of the teams that support. It was
set up
super established. And even we got to understand the rules more. Like we saw the game changers live and everything. Then
we got to stand on the bench.
Oh, is it?
Like we was in between the bench. So we're watching when the game changes are happening, 3 play, they're running off at a certain angle, they're running on quick, the keeper's
That's
going
one
on.
thing I noticed about German team.
They're
They
so
were in
structured.
sync.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
Yeah, it's
We
mad.
gotta do better.
Yeah, 100%.
Literally,
100%. Like an army. But yeah, so we saw that, and obviously there was a lot of coverage around it because look, Ball League UK is about to start. Sharky's here. They covered it really well, and I think that kind of like threatened all the other team managers in the UK because when I came to draft night, I could just tell
Tension.
Like I came in, and it's in the vlog a little bit from our draft night vlog, and everyone has gone, "Oh, you went to Germany." I'd never met Alan Shearer in my life before that.
Yeah.
First thing someone shook his hand was mentioned that I went to Germany. So it was going around the room because I came in late. So I was going around the room.
You know what that is? That's fear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
exactly, because it was going around the room, and when I came in, I was like, wow, it's mad because I come in, I'm super excited for this opportunity. I'm a football guy. We built this podcast for years around football. I've been playing football my whole life. I come in and these are people like Micah Richards and YouTubers that obviously I'm friends with, or legends of the game that I grew up watching, and all of them are going, "Oh, you went Germany, yeah? Oh, okay, yeah." And then I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, okay, I like it though because it's competition, isn't it? Everyone wants to win. Then I get the first pick, but the draft was based on quiz, right? So you saw it. It's like they'll put questions up, and then it's like
general
knowledge quiz, but football based, football based. So luckily for me, I've been YouTuber for 10 years.
What have you grown up doing?
All we do is quizzes and general knowledge of videos. So I'm really good at quizzes, right? Yeah. So I was getting a lot of high picks. Then I'm hearing people go, "Oh shit, Sharky's getting high picks." Yeah. Sorry for being good at quiz, mate. Sorry.
What can you do?
But then, so anyways, off the back of that, we built a solid team, which I told you, I got a lot of football players, which ended up being the guys that won us the league with a couple of additions. First week now, we play against John Terry's team. We get a highlight fixture. We win 5-3. Diddy comes off the bench and scores. Everything's great. I think we over-celebrated that night.
Yeah, remember, we went into the middle of the pitch.
Because all SDS entourage, everyone came on the pitch. Okay. It was a mess because there's a lot of them on the bench. I think I spoke to you specifically just before.
Yeah,
I said, make sure everyone's on the bench. People on the bench, it was a mess. It was, I agree 100%. It was the first week, people got too excited. But then from there, I think it was, with the first win, the way we celebrated, the draft, having the first draft pick, BC's the favourites, me go to Germany, I think all of that accumulated to, we don't like this team. Yeah. And then we lost 4 in a row.
Can I just say though, after that first game, we won, but we didn't play great, you know.
I didn't think it was a great win.
We did not play good at all.
We didn't. If you rewatch it,
it was individual moments.
2 penalties. We won 5.
Because remember, we understood the penalty rule really well.
We won 5-2. 2 penalties.
Was that when you done the revy to Felivi?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I remember that.
Like Cole from the beginning was shooting early to get the corners, and I think you got a corner within like the first minute or so.
Because no one understood that the free corners, but all that stuff. So 5-2, 2 penalties, and HM's goal.
Game changer.
Spare man on the pitch.
Game changer, red card.
We had a spare man on the pitch because they had a red card. So
Bilal got sent off.
So
Bilal got sent
off. There, innit?
Yeah. So there's that. So we won that game, and then next game was Santan. I think we were a bit confident. Next game was Santan, and we got humbled massively because they had that tactic. We bought our Ranger in first time, had the big man, and that's when we brought Bailey in because Bailey missed the first game because he was away.
Did he have a game?
He was away.
Yeah.
Bailey and Calvin both missed. No, Bailey hurt his ankle and Calvin was away.
Yes.
Calvin was
Speaking on Santan,
yes,
all right, and it goes for a lot of teams as well, all right. I want to know how this draft pick worked because for me personally, knowing let's say 90% of Border League and the players involved and whatnot, as a coach rivaling another coach, I am not letting, for example, Don Vos and Mike Hill be in the same team. They play together week in, week out, and you see that common trend a lot. In terms of our team, you Felivi, Bailey Brown. Yeah, you'd clearly try and split them up. But how did you lot get your intel in terms of these players? Is it who you knew? Did you do a bit of research beforehand? Did Border League give you those players? Because
it's a bit of both. So like I went to a few of the trials. I think Sharky went to one trial.
I went to one, but apparently I went to every single one.
Apparently, yes, sir. I went to every single one pretty much. I think I missed only one
as well.
Well, I had to.
He wasn't even there. I only missed one of the trials.
I went to one.
I went to every single trial except for one, and Fuad went to the one that I missed. So we covered every trial. Okay. But Sharky wasn't. He couldn't come. He was away, filming all this kind of stuff. He's a busy man, so he sent me and Fuad to go to all the trials.
As it is. John Terry sent Jody Morris everywhere.
Yeah, Jody Morris was there. Every time I saw Jody Morris, hey Jody, how's everything? Blah blah. He's like, I like this player, I like this player, I like this player, and we liked similar players, isn't it? So then it was a bit of both. With like players like Michael Hill and stuff. I'm not going to say what coach, but speaking to another coach in the draft, he wanted Michael Hill, spoke to Michael Hill, and Mike said, I only want to play for Dave. That's understandable. Like, you don't want to, it's like NFL, NBA, you don't want to draft a player that doesn't want to play for you. 100%. They only want to play for one person.
Give you 10%.
And I don't remember seeing Michael Hill in the draft, so maybe he got shoehorned into the draft.
He was in draft.
In the trial.
Oh, the trial, I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, I meant trial. Yeah, a lot of people in trial.
Him and Dave got that relationship.
Exactly. Like I've played.
That was Dave's first pick.
Yeah. I've watched Dave's teams playing against Hilltop games, and Michael Hill was his star player all the time. So like all those little things, but like Don Vos, we didn't really see in the trial. I don't think in the draft document, I don't think he really crossed our minds and all that kind of stuff. No, he was in there, but like wasn't like a big one for us.
The thing is, the 20,000 applicants, people trialed. 20,000 people trialed. Then they whittled it down to about just under 200 players in the draft list. There's about 50 of them didn't even trial. They just got put straight in. Like Jordan Ives not going to trial. Bakary Saka's not going to trial. Also, some players didn't trial because they had good recommendations, so they got straight in. And then so every team received a document right, a PDF file of every single player in the draft, and they had a number, and they had their name, their position, and they gave them a star rating. Bally gave them a star rating and a couple bits of information about those players. Then you scroll to the bottom, and then with the coordinating name, number, and everything, they had all of their profiles, their Instagram, their TikTok if they had it, and they had like a video attachment. To the players had to submit in a kind of a. Did they ask you to submit videotape?
Yeah, but
No, it was an option on the app. He didn't have one.
I don't think.
But a lot, to be honest, a lot of players did it. A lot of players didn't.
Had videotape, but a lot of players like 11 or something.
But did he had a good bio in his one? Good little what was it, street baller or something, known as one of the best street ballers, something like that. Yeah.
I don't know how. Do you know what? When I
He didn't know.
He barely did the trial, didn't he? You left.
He barely tried. Yeah, I was there that day. Yeah.
They announced as well. Gibraltar Premier League.
Yeah, Gibraltar Premier League. Yeah.
Did I put it in your thing?
They put it in his Premier
That's
League.
what come up when you picked me. It said
Gibraltar
Castano, Gibraltar Premier League.
Yeah.
Mental. Yeah, but you played in Gibraltar, no?
Twice actually.
Yeah, there you go. So then we got it. So we had about 3 weeks to go through all the players.
Yep.
So obviously I'm going to put a lot of work into. I want to win this thing. I went through the document many times. Some players that I knew, some players I didn't know of, some players I didn't know at all. So I did all I could to kind of, and obviously in that there's 200 players, a lot going to go under the radar, right? So many players slipped under the radar that ended up being really top players. But there's a few good players. You were a fan of some players, do you want to say that didn't end up
Richard Frank Casey.
You love Richard Frank Casey.
I wanted him as quite high up.
That's the one trial I went to. He was
the
there.
trial that he was at. I think he might have arguably one of the best players that day at the draft. He was with Charlie Wakefield as well, who done well.
Bruno was at the trial. Bailey was at the trial.
Bailey was at Bailey. So many eyes were on him, saying, "Hey, look at this midfielder. Look how he's built. All this kind of stuff."
You guys like Jardel a lot.
Jardel, I think Jardel personally was the best defender in the draft. That's why John Terry picked him first. Bilal was really good. Sak Hassan was really good. They all went to 26s. There was a lot of like hidden gems as well. So like Yusuf Shantouf was really good in the trial.
My rising baller.
He was really good. Yeah, there you go. He was really good.
Mampola, I didn't even see him. Mampola was on the list, but he slipped on the radar. Alfie Matthews. Yeah. These are all players that end up doing really well in the league. But yeah. So anyways, that happened. So that's kind of like the draft process. And then on draft night is when you select players based on quiz. Where you come in the quiz is what order you get the pick in. So I got first pick in the first round. Second round I fell down to 10th. And I managed to pick up Bailey Brown as 10th pick in the second round. Then I kept getting consistently top 3 picks. So I kind of got almost all the players I wanted. Literally, like I've got a document of the players I wanted. I got pretty much all the players I wanted. And yeah, then the league starts 26ers game. Then Santan game was second. And we lost that game, but the score looked better than what it was. We lost 4-3. But realistically, we lost about 10-0.
Albi with that nutmeg.
Yeah, realistically, we lost about 10-0. They went 3-0 up very early on, and we got 1-1 game changer. We scored 2 goals from that. John scored one, I think Bruno scored another or something like that. And then next game after that, it was MVPs. And to me, this was the worst loss of the season. This is the worst of anything because
it was bad.
That's another one where the score looks better than the result. It was 6-4. But that's another one-on-one game changer. But that one, we were 1-0 in normal time. Outside of game changers, we won 2-1, and you scored in that game as well. You scored in the first game and the third game, innit? Yeah.
MVP.
You scored an MVP game. So yeah, so we were 1-0 down in the first half. Eddie Michael scored. Then first half game changer comes up, and it's +1.
Yeah.
And a first half game changer is 3 minutes, right? So in that 3 minute window, going into it 1-0 down. In that 3 minute window, we went from 1-0 down to 4-0 down. And we missed 2 penalties, all in those 3 minutes.
Oh my goodness!
In those 3 minutes,
I saw Alfie Matthews dink goal, and
he dinked us.
We went from 1-0 to 4-0.
Celebration.
They scored 3 goals in those 3 minutes, and we'd missed 2 penalties. All those are 5 actions.
Yeah.
All in those 3 minutes. It was a crazy 3 minutes. Second half, then we scored 2 goals. They scored none. Diddy and Tyler scored, and then we brought it to 4-2. Yeah, 4-2. 4-2.
4-2.
Oh, it's
4-0 down at half time. 4-2. And then it was 1-1 game changer. Alfie scores another 2, and then we scored 2, and it finished 6-4. So that was another loss. Then after that, famously parted ways with the head coach. That was at the team, which then I got a lot of stick for. So much. Obviously, it ended up being the right decision, but in the moment, we lost 2 games. We're falling off a cliff. Ginger's making jokes. I walk into the building, and every interview question is about, part of the coach. Brandon's talking about on commentary and everything. And that was game week 4. And that's when I started talking to you and 1 or 2 others, right? And I even brought, very good coach as well, Saul. what's his
My football coach.
My football coach,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So I brought him in. He came just to be around. He was one I was looking at. So other couple coaches.
He's the older guy, right? So,
Yeah. And I took that game alone. I took that game like
division game.
I managed that game. It was the division game, game 4, and that's when we first brought in Kaz. But that's because I didn't want to just rush into another coach. I didn't make a wrong decision. That's why I don't want to just rush to another coach. I was like, you know what? I'd rather take this game and then bring another coach next game.
What was the camp like that week?
You could tell.
So you done training?
We done
Yeah.
training.
Did you deliver the training session?
Yeah, but I delivered the training session before that. Though, yeah, because the old head coach Nim couldn't make the session before that. Anyways, while he was still coach, because he was traveling up and down. So I delivered the session before that. It was alright. It was good. And then the first session without him, it was barely a training session. We just bought bare trialists.
Yeah.
And we just played matches.
I think
Played games. Kaz was one of them.
Respectfully, we done better in that vision game than all the other games personally.
Okay.
So without disrespecting any
We had a
coach.
strong first
That's
half.
not disrespecting him at all.
We had a strong first half. And that's when we first brought in that kind of mid-block kind of style.
Yeah.
And yeah, remember like was
Yeah.
and then second half kind of fell off the wayside. Famously, couple goalkeeper mistakes, of course, but also at the same time as a team we didn't do well enough in the second half, and then we lost that game. But then let's go to you, because now I'm kind of going through the season.
Yep.
We're having conversations.
Yep.
How does it first come? Was it Cecil? Was it?
Well, listen.
Because Cecil's
It was like game
Cecil's
week.
like, yo, I'm gassed. I bought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
To be
so
fair, like,
tell us how that came.
Game
up.
week 3, I shouted you on Insta.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember.
I remember.
Get
Still
me
got the
in,
messages,
and
man.
you've gone. There's a draft process or something like that. Can't get you in.
No, there was
Would you
like
say-
a coach's pool or
Yes,
something like
yeah,
that,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I said something, and I was like, I
Yeah.
can try, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it works.
That's
I'll
what
get
it
back
was,
to you.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then that went quiet, which is normal. I was only reaching. I was only trying my
Just
luck
to
sort
see,
of
yeah.
thing, just testing waters. But then I got a message from Cecil, and he's going to me, SDS, you interested? And to be fair, it's there. He's posted it on socials, and I've gone like straight away. Yeah, get me in. I'm interested. Let's have a chat. So I'm guessing he was the middleman. Gone back to yourself.
Yeah.
Then you've come to me. We've had that chat in here in this famous room. What was it? All those weeks ago? Was it 2 months ago now? 2.5 months ago?
More, yeah,
Something
2.5,
like that, yeah.
2.5 months ago. Driving down to the studio, I didn't know what I was expecting. I was having a few conversations with people, and they're going, "Are you sure you want to go back into the scene?" Because I've been out of the scene for about 2
And
years.
you've got, like, let's say, a respectable job because you're
Yeah, of
working at
course.
Premier League club and you're working in the academy and all of that stuff. And this can still look a bit, initially, could look a bit, you're on the internet, it could be gimmicky, it could be whatever.
And
So
that's
also-
the whole point why I came out of the scene.
Yeah.
Because people up in the game, they're telling me you got to polish up your look a little
Yeah.
bit. You don't just want to be seen as this YouTube coach, etc.
Yeah.
So I'm going, oh, am I stepping back into the scene in front of the cameras, which I miss, by the way. I love it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm natural on myself, but is it the right thing? And I've gone to my missus. I've gone, listen, I'm gonna go and have a conversation. I'm never gonna hide away from a conversation. And then I'll be honest with you, like we sat down and it just felt natural from the get-go. And it's like we had this whiteboard, we had all these plans, we're back and forth. We spoke about every single player in the current squad, possible players that I can be looking to bring in and all around, etc. And it just felt like there was clarity. And it just felt like it wasn't a meeting of Maz, we're looking to possibly hire you. It almost felt like
of course.
all of a sudden the
You're
decision
hired,
was already
basically.
there,
Yeah.
innit?
At that
Yeah.
point, we'd lost 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
So did you get the vibe that we were down and out? Or did you get the vibe that we still believed we could win this and we just need some direction? Be honest.
Listen, I'm not going to sound big time, yeah?
No,
Those
but-
of you that know me know I'm a winner.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know for a fact that I'll go that extra mile, those little percentages where people can talk about it in terms of like leading up to the semi-final, final. I'm up until 6 a.m. doing analysis. Like that's the type of person I am.
You're busy.
Yeah, I'm busy.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
So am I. Don't worry.
listen,
Yeah,
I
it
was
works
busy.
hand in hand.
People can
But
tell.
the thing is,
Yeah.
I was busy on the pitch and off the pitch.
Yeah, so-
Like that's
Yeah.
just my character, it's in my nature. I knew we'll turn it around. That I know that we was gonna go all the way. As much as I'm a positive person, I go one game at a time. So I didn't really probably start believing to probably 7th, 8th game when I started telling you guys, you win this game, you get into the top 4. Then all of a sudden, we're 2 games off and going, we're in the top 4, we're going to win it. And I don't know if the players started to just go, in one ear, out the other.
That's what I was going to ask you because you're in the camp. You guys you're a player. You're around the players. You talk to the players. You're in the players group chat.
from when he come in,
Yeah, but when he came in, you were 3 losses in a row. Did
Yeah.
you think, things will look a bit better, but we're not going to win it this season, or we're not going to go
Yeah.
in an area? Did the players not
I
believe?
think overall, Because when your first game in, we lost the treble, right?
And I went to you guys.
So
and it was a good first half, remember?
But we played quite well.
First half was excellent.
Exactly, yeah. So I think naturally, obviously, I was deluded. Like, I'll be honest, I was saying I was gonna get there, yeah. But game by game, one or two more started believing, and by game week, like you said, 8, 9, everyone believed. Everyone believed, and then obviously we'll go into the rest.
I think everyone bought in after the United game. That's when I think everyone
So I was
bought
going to
in.
come up to that. There's certain moments in the
Yeah.
season since I joined in that I thought, do you know what? Wow. I think if I didn't come into the dressing room straight after and wrote, like said, like, you're effing naive and slammed that water stable and whatnot. Like,
What was that like? But you know him, so that's fine. But some people don't know him. And also, but you've been in many change rooms. He's just walked into the team. We've lost 3 in a row before that, and now we've lost 4 in a row. And his first time in the change room after the game, it's obviously the clip's out there. He's gone. There's a bunch of experience in here, but you're effing naive, and he's slamming the table and everything. What were you thinking?
To be fair, I know him well, but I've never been coached by Maz.
Yeah.
I've always played with
with him
or
and stuff,
against,
yeah.
and even when he was coaching, played against him when he was at Staines, whatever. So I know like kind of how he is as a person, and it didn't surprise me him effing and bliming and doing that stuff, which also is good sometimes as well for the players, maybe to get in their head
So
that
they don't
we
really
need to pick
experience
it
that
up.
up until then.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. At that point, we were just deflated, innit? So 4 games in a row. I'll be honest. Like, you could have thrown a brick at my head, I wouldn't have felt it. I would have been like fuming.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, that again, it wasn't just that one talk he had in the change room. It was the United game. It was everything. Like, all together, gradually, everyone started believing, and like, yeah, game week 9 onwards. I don't think there was one person in the whole camp, not players alone, staff, fan base, everything, that actually genuinely believed. Didn't believe, sorry.
Yeah. I could tell you from when we beat Cortez 4-1, your first win, and then they announced we had United the next game. I remember speaking to Maz, and Maz was like, off of that result, I think we can get a result against United. I remember him saying that.
I was confident.
Like, the way we played against Cortez, the way, like, you had some individual moments. Yeah. Camilo came into his own. Yeah. Bailey was the same for Levy. Yeah. And then I remember him saying, if we can put on a similar performance that we had against Cortez, we can get something against United. Cortez ruled the world, sorry, yeah.
The only thing that allowed me to sleep at night after my first game was that first half. But what was driving me mental was that second half, where I said, like, players done what I wanted in the first half, and we was 2-1 up. And in control. Wanted. And then all of a sudden they done what they wanted, and then obviously the game slipped away. Not because they were a bad team, but there was no discipline in the team. And those of you that know me, I'm all about discipline. I'm quite big on that. And then obviously the game started coming, and as, like you said, the next moment for me was not in like the fight against United. Like, I don't like the handbag stuff or whatnot. It was all heat of the moment. But sometimes it's good to see like a bit of that bite, that hunger, that desire. That, you know what, we are a team. You know, and we should have won that game. I'll be honest with you.
Max Pittman saved them. Yeah.
Listen, I know United had their chances, but we had 2 crucial periods in that game. In the first 2 minutes where they had a player sent off, and in the last 2 minutes, we didn't capitalise. But I feel that was just down to little details and whatnot, which we'll allow Skipper.
Anything you want to say? Because there was 2 in the first half, game changer in the free play. You and Felipe both had a chance. Like, it felt in the free play. And you tried to go near post, you dragged it. And then in the second half.
That makes it 3-2.
We won.
Right, yeah.
We got this.
No,
we can talk about it now.
Yeah. That makes it 3-2.
You had the ball came to you. If you
I've hit straight at the keeper,
just like he struck against Deportrio in the game week 11, that would be a goal. Laces through it. And you came to me after. Remember, we drew that game 2-2. Positive. In the grand scheme of things, even then, it should have been a positive result for us because we went toe-to-toe with the best team in the league at that time. And we were left with a point. And I came up to you straight away and said to you, you should have effing scored that, remember? Yeah, what were you thinking? Because you said to me as well, I never hit
remember what we talked about? We had the same conversation.
Yeah, so it's like, no, it's true. I actually never, them, to be fair, look, playing football, that's actually one of my favourite strikes when it's coming across me and hitting it first time, like straight foot,
You did it against Deportrio, game 11.
That's like actually one of my favourite ways of striking the ball. And that one there, 2-2 last minute, I've played it safe. Something I've never done. I don't remember the last time I'd done that even. And I'm 32 now, by the way, so it's been many years.
Damn.
And I was like, damn, cool. I should have just not gone safe and just smashed it, innit? If it missed, it missed. But same way I missed anyway going safe. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, should have done better there still.
I remember I said it to you after. I've never seen you do that before.
Yeah.
Even the drag, when I dragged it wide.
I said the same thing to you as well. I said,
what was the first thing I said when I looked at you?
I looked
at Eddie straight away. I was like,
yeah.
Yeah, but I feel as a team, that game, that moment, then there was a lot of like outside stuff around our booth and whatnot that sparked a bit more energy and it transferred into the players, which is natural.
The
beef,
good. The beef with Ginge in that game.
I think that's the worst.
Hamza, everything.
Yeah, that's fly kick Ginge in the head.
Ginge got airlifted out the arena. Did you not see it? Got airlifted out the arena. Yeah, man, it was crazy.
It was bad. Yeah, but then. After obviously we dropped 2 points that game. Actually dropped one technically because Kaz went and won the pressure point.
Which felt a little bit better.
Which actually ended up being
a crucial point.
Because we qualified on goal difference. If he hadn't won that pressure point, we'd have a point less for treble and treble off through. So
it would have been more
because treble won no pressure points. Right. So Kaz winning that. And if you guys don't know what that is, and you guys haven't been watching the Ball League, I don't know how you're actually enjoying this episode because we're talking about Ball League. But what happens is every game week in the middle of the game day, which is between game 3 and game 4. Every single team nominates a player. They all step up to do the American-style penalties. It's eliminations. You miss, you're out. Last man standing gets an extra point on the board for their team. Vision won 4, which obviously kept them in the race for a long time because we'll talk about Vision because when we get to the last day because that's a big part of our story. But we won 1, and that one was enough to get us into the final 4 because treble won 0, and we finished on the same points. So if we didn't win ours, they'd have 20, we'd have 19. We wouldn't be sitting here with this. Yeah. So that was an important moment in general that whole day. Yeah. But since that day, obviously including the semi-final and final, we played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, straight wins, no draw.
Is that
no
including semi-final and final?
Yeah.
Well, I got my numbers wrong. I thought 7.
We won 7 unbeaten. We won 7 out. No, 8 unbeaten.
8 unbeaten.
8 unbeaten.
Basically,
7 wins in a row.
7 wins in a row because we won RTW, drew, then 6 in a row. So 1 win, 1 draw, then 6 in a row. It's fine. I know you've been saying 7 in a row. It's fine. But 8 unbeaten, 7 wins, 1 draw in 8, which is insane.
Which is a big feat in itself.
Which is insane. But after the United draw, we just won every single game. But then after that, so we drew against United. Everything's great. And then we play N5, which then you said it as well. These are the hardest games.
The hardest games.
Because N5 were the team that were the bottom of the league, but then
they play with no pressure.
They're playing with no pressure, and someone with nothing to lose is a scary person.
And they've got Brian. They had Brian Lee as well.
Yep.
Dangerous person, and they had top scorer in the league, and also they brought in 2 new wildcards that game.
Yes.
And we were game 6 of the night. Well, it was the first time being game 6, and everyone knows game 1 and game 6 the arena's pretty much empty, right? So we were game 6, empty arena, playing against bottom of the league, and they're trying new players out.
Yep.
Obero.
Michael Obero.
He played well.
He scored a hat-trick in 10 minutes. We were 3-1 down in 10 minutes.
We went 3-1 down in 10 minutes to bottom of the league M5.
Yep.
Right? And we knew at that point, because I think I said after the United game, and it's on the vlog, I said, I promise you guys, if we win every single game from now on, we'll go to the final 4. That was our second win of the season in 6 games. I had no right to say that. So then we're playing M5 with 3-1 down against N5, 10 minutes in. But I personally, I think that was our turning point. You can think United.
I remember that halftime team talk.
I think that was our turning point personally because we won that game against M5. It was 5-5 with 30 seconds to go.
Yes.
Diddy won our third corner with 30 seconds to go.
Kaz scored to make 6-5.
Kaz scored to make 6-5 and won that game. And everyone's like, "How did we let M5 get close?" I said, "A win like that." Because over the course of the season, you're going to smash teams, you're going to just about narrowly win, you're going to win when you don't deserve to win, but you need to win every single type of version of win. And for me, that was my turning point. Beating bottom of the league M5 with 30 seconds to spare.
I think I learned a lot that game as well. Like someone that watches the other teams quite a lot. Like I said, I'm busy, right? Whereas like I had a lot of full focus on Brian Lee. Shout out to Brian Lee, by the way, very very good footballer. We kept him quiet.
His goal against
he got his game, which is annoying.
Yeah.
But we kept him quiet. But what it taught me was don't just focus on 1 or 2 individuals. Because a wild card came in that had no clue about, and he was more dangerous than Brian Lee.
Yeah.
And it caused us more problems. So the information that I gave to our back line didn't really correlate or make sense because, mate, he was a problem.
He scored 2 jammy goals, remember? Yeah.
But he was reactive and we weren't. Or proactive, shall I say. We weren't. And so that taught me how to go through the next couple of game weeks where it's like, plan for this, plan for that. This is what we're focusing on as a group, and I think that's what we've done really well. We focused on our team, but the little pointers of other players was I definitely learned quite a lot from that, man.
And we definitely got over the line, and then after that, finally, okay, cool, we got another win, and then it was Wembley Rangers, and you weren't in the country.
Yes. Wow.
And once again, we're at a point where we can't afford to drop any points.
What did you say?
We finally got a bit of momentum. We've won, drawn 1. We're undefeated in 3.
Yep.
And you told me before we agreed for you to join us, there's going to be a week where you're not there.
Yep.
And that was the week.
Yep.
We ended up getting a win, a convincing win as well, a nice win. And it felt nice being at the helm and getting the win. It felt great. But you had the earpiece. What was it like for you? Because you were in Turkey. Go ahead.
I was in the hotel room in Adana, and I was literally pacing up and down.
Like Arteta gets
Like,
sick.
honestly, and what was annoying is I didn't realise I'm about 20 seconds
Yeah.
behind.
The conversation on the phone with you was hilarious.
Mate,
It was so funny.
I'm screaming, Ilyas!
Yeah.
Ilyas! And he's going, don't worry, we just scored.
Yeah,
And I was like,
he's
so-
on mute.
So I'm waiting for it.
I've muted him, and I can hear him shouting instructions in my ear. But so he's gone. Bring Finley on. He's already come on 15 seconds before, but I've just put him on mute, and I'm just like,
But
hands
to be
up.
fair,
Yeah.
he told me after, he goes, a lot of what you were saying, I'd already
Mate,
made.
He'd
it was
already
in
done.
sync.
Yeah, yeah, he had already done.
It was
Yeah.
in sync.
Yeah.
And it's not that I didn't have like
course.
confidence in yourself or whatnot.
No,
but,
of course.
Like I just someone that obviously not take control, but it's like
No,
it's my
100%.
role. Like,
Yeah.
I need to
100%.
control the team, sort of thing. And mate, you was smashing. He was
But-
making all
but
the subs,
yeah.
the game changes, and I'm thinking.
I think the key one was, what was the first game changer we had? Was it plus
In
one?
that game, we
Was it 3 play or plus one? It was one
I
of
think
the
it was
two.
+1.
It was one of the
plus
two.
I think
Yeah, it's
Ruben
plus one,
Jr.
plus one.
Yeah, it was one of the two. And I
Yeah,
remember you're on the phone to me saying before, just as it's come up +1, and you've gone play Kaz, and then the second person be this guy,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
by the time you've said it, Sharky's already brought on the second person because I thought
Yeah.
I think Kaz scored in
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
I
yeah.
think
and then
it's-
that's when I knew you guys were in
It's
sync.
the same
Yeah.
way as like I said, you're busy, I'm busy. Where it's like, if I'm going to bring you on board, I'm going to give you as much control as you need.
100%, yeah.
But I'm not going to just, I'm going to
Not
learn
do
as much
anything.
as I can.
Exactly, yeah, yeah,
So
of
to the
course.
point where I start learning your habits and what you wanted to do and
Yeah.
everything. Because at the end of the day, also, it's my team.
Yeah.
You know, so I need to know exactly how my team are playing, to exactly how you like my team to play, and exactly how you want this guy to play. So if times like that do happen, which it did in that case,
Yeah.
I need to then feel confident where if I have to take over the team, one, the players can look at me and go, cool, Maz ain't here.
Yeah.
There's big loss, big impact, big hole in the team. But at the end of the day, Sharky's been around us enough. I've been
Yeah.
at every single training session. I'm
Still
not
a
just,
well-oiled machine.
yeah,
Just keep going.
the message is the same.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
glad
yeah.
we got the win because I was nervous because I didn't want to be the guy where it looks like cool. Sharky takes as soon as Sharky takes a game, we lose.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be that guy. So we won that game, which means you got to come back to a team that was still winning and
Yeah,
still
yeah.
on it.
And I did tell the players,
What
make
did you
sure
say?
when I come back, we've
Yeah.
still got something to play for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to
I
come back
remember
for a
those
jolly
exact
up.
words.
I remember you saying you don't want it to be a jolly up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's when, yeah, I wanted to ask you because Camilo scored that free kick, and we scored it again another game.
Yeah.
When you and Camilo started to get that little, did it just happen naturally? Did you guys play it?
The quick free
Because
kick.
that game, I don't know, because the next game we had a set piece coach. We'll go into it, but that game we didn't. So how did that?
Yeah.
How did that
No,
come
that
back?
game. So the first free kick.
Yeah, the one where Camilo scored.
That
You
game
made
was
it
it was more in the moment. Like, I'll be honest, me when I'm in this sort of football, like taking free kicks, it's not always just shoot. Sometimes people are in better positions, or they got a wall and they're expecting a shot, and you can just slide someone in for a easier angle of a shot. And I actually told Camilo, run into that gap.
Yep.
To be fair, I didn't know he was going to hit it first time.
Yeah, you
But
did. You pointed in it. I remember you
told him,
pointing.
I
Yeah.
was telling him, run into that gap. Just go into that gap.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't run, whatever, just go into
course.
that gap. And as soon as I saw the space for him to step foot in that gap, I've just passed it. And he's hit it first time, to be fair.
Yeah.
Good.
Topan, yeah.
What
Great
a
reaction.
finish, man.
Yeah, it was a reaction.
It was a
you could
reaction.
tell
It was a
kinda
reaction
under him.
because it was under him. No,
Yeah.
100%. So obviously that's back foot control, then shoot. But he's just hit it first time, which is even better. I scored. But so it was just like an instinct thing. And then from there it was just every time I'm on a free kick is again my first thought is pass to someone in a better position, not shoot. Number one, the goals ain't 11-a-side goals. Number two is the wall's 5 yards away from you, not 10.
Yep.
So it's like everything's 10 times harder, really. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's that pass is the better option in my head. And
Well, you got a 9.2 in that match, and you scored a penalty. Your only penalty of the
Against-
season.
Oh yeah.
From the
From the
Rangers.
Rangers.
Scored your only penalty of the season.
I think you and
one
Camilo-
goal, 2
yeah.
assists. David Marquez Castaño created the most chances in this match, which was 6.
that's common though throughout the
Oh, you had the number 10 shot, innit, so people hope so. But yeah, the Birmingham Rangers match was got the job done. So now we're in a bit of form. Okay, so at that point now,
But sorry to
1,
interrupt
2,
you.
3, 4 in a row without losing.
I did have that interview with Fuizzi,
Yep.
and I kept it real. I'm not basing off stats. Like me,
Of
I'm a
course.
footballing person. Camilo deserved man of the match that match.
Yeah.
He was the best player that year.
Camilo
Yeah.
was solid. I remember.
He was.
This one he was now. Camilo was.
That was the first
coming
game.
into his
That
own,
was his
yeah.
first game that he turned up, and from there onwards it was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
high
Didn't
and
stop.
higher.
He scored his.
Yeah.
Did he score that?
And I
game
said
as
it
well?
in the
Yeah,
interview
he did, I
because
remember,
I don't think I deserved it. I played well, I scored, assisted, whatever. But there's been other weeks where I've performance-wise played even better and not even been nowhere near the top
Of
5.
course, because FootMob is based on
Goals and
Statistics.
assists
output.
and stats, output.
Output
Yeah.
isn't how well
So
you play.
yeah, I just wanted to
That's
touch
when I
on.
knew I made the right decision to make you captain. By the way.
So yeah, it's true. Going back actually to that meeting that you said we had here, he said we need to appoint a captain because he was asking about what's the vibes like in the team, what's the chemistry like. Obviously, we got rid of the coach. Why did we get rid of the coach? I said, listen, it seems like the dressing room aren't believing in the messaging that's being put forward from either the former head coach and even myself. It just felt like in disarray. And he was asking us to appoint a captain. Like he recommended you straight away because he knows you. I said, to be fair, did it already seem like the centerpiece in that dressing room anyways. So yeah, he did obviously, and then we announced it his first training session. Remember his first session?
Yeah.
The next
It was at the Copper Box actually.
Copper Box,
And
yeah.
I think-
Yeah.
Honestly,
and then we lost the next day.
It's not always flowers.
Yeah, it's not.
Then obviously a couple games later, so we played second to last game, played M7, convincing win 6-3.
Oh, some of the best goals I've seen, by the way.
Oh,
Felivi,
yeah.
that one too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good
Felivi
phase of
goal.
play as well.
Yeah.
Camilo got 2 goals, another free kick. We had a set piece coach that game. Niko came in. as set
yeah.
piece coach.
Yeah.
Our first goal was a set piece.
Yeah, shout out to
Yeah.
Nico.
I assist Camilo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Remember
just
you,
a pass,
Nico and Camilo before the game had a little conversation about it.
Yeah,
I remember.
To be fair, he sent the PDF to us.
Yeah,
set
about
pieces.
I remember.
What was how good was that working with Niko as a set piece coach that week?
I think it was great. You know, like he's very expressive.
Yeah.
So he's and he
Came in a suit.
Came in a
Yeah.
suit.
Yeah.
So he's presentable. Professional. That's all
Yeah.
I got to say. He's professional, and the set pieces were great. Yeah, me and Camilo was actually on FaceTime the night before, just going over it,
And it worked.
and it worked. It worked. Yeah.
What's it like for you in all seriousness? Because okay, so I'm at a weird balance. Because look, you've been around me now for a good few months. Forget the YouTuber Sharky, just me in general. You know, I'm like really passionate about on the pitch, winning and everything.
Yep.
But at the same time, the other half of me has to also deliver on the content world.
Yeah.
I have to, right?
Yeah.
Even though sometimes I don't fully want to,
Yeah.
but I just know if I go too overboard here, we're not gonna get the fans laughing and enjoying and everything. I've got to kind of find a balance. And I'll be honest, I struggle with that balance a lot. And there's been times in the season where it's come across where I have it looks like I've taken it too serious, and I've done that because I've lost myself in the football because I've been a football guy way before I was a YouTube guy. Like I fell into YouTube. I wasn't someone who wanted to start YouTube. All the Beta Squad boys, every single one of them had dreams of being a YouTuber. I didn't. I had dreams of being a footballer.
Yeah.
So that one, of course, I thought, you know what, the Cyberman Beta Squad, we're in a good run. It looks good. I think if it'll be funny, if we get Niko in and he's a set piece coach and everything, it'll be great.
Yeah.
Back in mind, I was like, if we lose this game or anything bad happens, I'm gonna kick myself. But I had to do it. You're fully just locked in. So what are you thinking? Whatever's going on? Because you have to half understand.
I got it. Obviously, I've been around social media content and all that. I understood that, like you said, there's a balance that you need to. I love the fact that you created that content without stepping too overboard, if that makes sense. Where it's like, I'll still allow me and you coach on the sideline, and he kept his distance, but. Mate, it worked. It worked because he's doing all of those, and they put it bottom left, and I've just gone fair play. You just got to laugh.
Yeah, it's up to Niko, isn't it?
Like,
camera goes straight to Niko,
yeah,
and it's gone in.
Fair play to Niko. He came up to me before the game, and he was like to me, like, I've got a few things like up my sleeve, and I was like, I fully trust you. Go on, crack on with it, sort of thing. So it's like. Yeah, man.
Yeah, he enjoyed it.
Part of the team.
He enjoyed it. Yeah, he did.
One game week, one set piece goal from him.
Yeah.
You need to get a mural of him on
Yeah.
the wall here.
Yeah,
just like you did at Arsenal.
Yova. Yova.
And then he ended up managing in the Legend vs Creators game as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was good.
And Mr. Penn.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He missed the pen and they lost the game.
They got rushed.
Yeah.
Then it came. This is what I'll talk about because then it became after M7. Look, we're in a position now. That was game week 10. We've got one game left, game week 11. We're walking into game week 11. Even though we believed, even though we at that point gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in a row unbeaten, 4 wins and a draw, we were still out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We came in the 7th place. There was first and second already automatically qualified. MVPs only did 1 point, and they were playing N5.
They qualified.
And they got that. They got the point before they even played. They qualified
Pressure
before they even
point,
played because they won the pressure point, right? But I'll go into the pressure point because it's important for us.
Yeah.
So I was already saying MVP already through, right?
Yes.
So there's only one spot, which was 4th place
Between 3 teams.
between 3 teams, and we were the
Third
team,
team,
right?
yeah.
So there was Santan, Vision, and us. And
Treble.
Treble.
4
teams.
4
teams.
Treble,
Treble,
yeah. 4
Wow.
teams fighting for one spot.
It's crazy. We keep forgetting about Trevor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 teams fighting for one spot, and we were the one furthest out because 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, that's 4 teams, right?
Yeah.
So we were in 7th. So what we needed that game, we needed to win, but not just win. We needed to win by a better goal difference, +2 more than what Treble
had.
if they win against 26ers.
Mm-hmm.
So we needed that. So now we needed to watch Treble versus 26ers. That was second game of the night. We had to watch that one to see what their goal difference was because they already went into that game +1 on us. Treble and 26ers, luckily for us, ends in 9-8 to Treble. Treble won, but they won by 1 goal.
Yeah.
Bilal Saeed scores 4
Shout
goals.
out to Bilal Saeed
Yeah,
for
he
that
scored
one,
6
by
goals
the
in the
way.
game.
Yeah.
I remember
4 in the game
screaming
changer.
behind.
It was him versus Yas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yas,
I know,
Yas
innit?
your friend, scored
And
a
I've gone
hat-trick
to
for
Yas
Treble.
after, like, any chance he's gone, sorry, mate.
Yeah. So then, we knew the Treble game. Treble had finished, but now we knew we had to win by 3 goals or more. And other stuff coming, by the way. So now, cool. Treble above us. Treble at that point, and now we're in 4th. So now, it was our game 3, because pressure points after us, right? Yeah, so our game. So now we knew we needed to win. We needed to beat Deportrio, who finished top of the league, by 3 or more goals. We then needed to win a pressure point, and if we'd done both of those things, we're through automatically. But if we win by 3 more goals and don't win pressure point, we need Santan, treble, or vision to not win it. So there's so much going on. So then we go into the Deportrio game. We knew that Sacco and Sordell were missing. Sacco was away for TST, and Sordell was away just for on holiday. We were missing Camilo for the same reason, TST. So we knew they had a weakened team, but we also were missing, at that point, one of our best players, our most informed player, who ended up being seen in the Final Four, what he did for us. So we went to that game, we won 8-3. Job 1 done. We're still miles out of it. We're still not in it. But we you know what, we finished with a respectable 20 points. We got that 20-point mark, I'm happy.
From where we started.
Exactly. Then it's the pressure point. I couldn't watch it, I went inside, whatever. And we needed to win it. And if we don't win it, we needed Santan, treble, or vision to not win it at all. That's a lot we need, to happen to us. We didn't win it, but MVPs did. So we didn't win it, which meant, okay, now we need a draw in that game.
A miracle.
But the fact that MVP won it, they qualified for Final Four, and Santan, treble, and vision didn't win, so we're still in the mix with them. Treble, we're officially out now, because our goal is above them, and they're done for the day, because they did with treble. So now treble are out. So now it's out of Santan, vision, and SDS. We watch MVP, M5. We needed a draw on Santan Vision, right? N5 MVP happens and they draw. And now I'm thinking, please God, the draw that I needed, don't
in the wrong
please
game.
tell me this got wasted on
It
this
was like
game.
a bad draw as well, isn't it?
Free.
Yeah,
I said,
free.
please don't tell me it got wasted.
And
on
before
this
that
game.
week, there was only 6 draws.
There wasn't many draws. And then MVP and M5 drew, and I thought, oh, that's it. That's the draw we needed. And it happened in the wrong game. We're done. So now, I gave the team talk to the players. We gave it, and I said, listen, guys, thank you for the season. It's been great. We're not out of it. But regardless, the turnaround, everything's amazing. I'm so excited.
I remember
Done.
that.
We sit down for Santan Vision because he ended up with. He said, "Listen, now it's time for the biggest hate watch of all time." We sit down for the Santan Vision game, and there was 3 possible results. Santan win, they're through. Vision win, Vision are through. Draw, SS are through. So no matter what happens, someone goes through. It is mad.
Obviously, the odds are against us.
The odds are miles of us because a draw is the least likely result of anything. It's like win is higher for either team, and then a draw is the most unlikely. In ball league with game changers, draws are almost impossible. So anyways, everyone knows what happens that game. Vision go 1-0 up because Sharky scores a penalty. Shushes us, celebrates or whatever. We're celebrating because we're thinking because we're celebrating both teams. Now Vision have got 1-up. We need Santan to score. Santan equalise. Mike Hill assists Albie.
Celebrates in front of us.
Mike Hill celebrates in front of us. We're celebrating with him. This is great for us. We needed a draw. Great for us. 1-1. Then at 1-1, Albie misses a penalty,
mate.
But that penalty was bad though.
And
One step and he shot. One step and shot.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
I was very surprised.
He treated like it was 1v1.
But
he just took one step and shoot.
But do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? The week before, he scored 3 1-on-1s.
Yeah.
And he was catching them, by the way, like power drivers. So I was thinking maybe, I wouldn't say he got a little bit excited because he's an experienced, very good footballer, but maybe the moment got to him. By the way, we were a nuisance on the sideline. I would have hated to play, let alone what those players were feeling on the moment.
We're coaching them on the sideline.
Mate, we are...
Slow it down!
Literally. They're going one attack, they're defending, clearing it. We're celebrating. They're coming back this side, we're defending these lot to clear it. Like, it was insane scenes, man, I'll be honest with you. Like,
it was a roller coaster of emotions.
Mate.
It was well, for you, definitely.
It was waterworks.
I put it up there for you and you just...
It was crazy. And then, so he missed the penalty. It's 1-1. We're going, oh my God, it can actually happen. Then, second half game changer comes, it's fast forward. We're thinking, okay, that's good for us. That's good. Fast forward means the game's going to stay tense and close because both teams are nervous. And then...
It actually turned the heat up a little bit.
They
had to make a double save, didn't they?
Yeah, do you know what? Fair play to both keepers in
100%
throughout the whole game.
100%.
And a few
clearances off the
I
line.
think the lowest scoring game the whole season. 1-1.
There's never been a 1-1.
Not 1.
I think the keepers gave us that draw.
100%.
Both
keepers.
But also nervous players all over the pitch.
Remy Mitchell.
They didn't play their game, I'll be real.
But there's a couple off the line stuff.
It
was like so much.
Don Vos I think Don Vos cleared it from a tap in for someone.
It was tense.
Both teams were scared to make mistakes, and that's what generally gave us the game.
Eventually, but then that moment happened. Right? That moment where has now...
The moment.
Even though we had nothing to do with it because we weren't on either of the teams on the pitch, that moment has become a moment that's made us even more disliked. Even though we had nothing to do with it. Where there's Vision and Santan on the pitch, all they both needed to do was win. and they drew, which we'll speak about that moment. And now because they both drew, we went through. Things are rigged and everything, even though we had nothing to do with it. We're just sat on the sidelines, just hoping for a draw, praying for a draw, and the prayers are answered. So what the moment happened was, and obviously I've spoken about it a bit on stream, Toby's spoken about it, was Vision scored what they thought was a last gasp winner. Ball goes, Don Voice has the ball 7 seconds to go from Santan. Straight at the keeper, Remy Mitchell. Remy Mitchell throws it up. Yarns on the announcement, does 3, 2, 1, right?
Yeah.
Hits it, buzzer goes, goal. I didn't see it, right?
Yeah.
So I just see 58, 59, and now I'm coming on the pitch.
I saw it.
Yes. I didn't see it. I'm coming on the pitch thinking we won. You're on someone's shoulders.
Hamza lifted me
You're
up.
on shoulders. You're on Carl Hamza's shoulders. And then I look up and I see them celebrating, and I hear someone say they scored. And I see this.
I saw the
screen
sign.
say,
Yeah, Vision. Yeah.
Vision.
I was like, oh my.
I'm like, so look, this whole turnaround we did, everything we went through, all that stuff started flashing in my eyes, and I thought it all came down to
1 second.
a buzzer beat, 1 second. And Nico hugged me, and I just smiled.
Yeah, I saw the clip.
I was just smiling. I said, I wasn't upset. I wasn't. I just smiled. I thought, you know what? It just wasn't meant to be. But wow, what a season!
took it
Generally,
as far,
I was smiling. I wasn't angry. I think there's footage. I'll show you a screenshot as well. And then I'm just like, and then I'm seeing that they're watching over something. Then I'm like, okay, what's going on? But you can't see it on the screen.
Remember, it goes red.
Yeah.
It went red the whole season.
Yeah, so they're watching something. I'm like, what's going on? Then I see it on the come up on the screen, and then you see them slow it down. And you see 29, 59, 30, and haven't touched the ball.
Yeah.
And then that was when it was confirmed for us, and we ran.
So that's where I was next to the screen where the referees
I
are,
was
the
nowhere
VR
near
room,
it, yeah.
screen, and now it was me. Mika Richards was there. KSI came over. I think there was 1 or 2 other bodies, and it was just like obviously Vision's coach Elijah that I know from Arsenal. So it was like us, but obviously a big group, and we're watching it back over and over again. And I'm just in his ear going, "Hey, it's past 30. It's past 30." Now KSI has obviously now took a bit of steam to it, and he's gone. The proof's in the pudding there. Then Mika's going, "It's past 30." Sort of thing. So I feel like the people that were there and actually understood it, they were like, mate, like we've got to give the decision.
Game had finished.
Yeah, we've got to give the decision to SDS sort of thing. Like the proof is in the pudding sort of thing. And then it was still surreal when he said.
For me, I just remember the crowd's reaction when they saw it on the jumbotron. Everyone just started screaming.
And
then
I think Ginge was there actually as well.
Ginge celebrated with Vision.
Yeah, he was there initially.
He had shirts prepared that said, so their game was the last game of the night. So after that game, so they were going to walk out with black shirts that RIP SDS.
Similar to
So they had that ready for their last game because we that night were going to go out of the whole competition, right?
Yeah.
So he had that ready. Can I get them shirts? No, please.
I'll tell him to keep them for himself.
Keep
for
them
the
for yourself.
semi-final.
I'll keep this one, Jim. Right? And this, yeah. So we qualified, but I was even talking to Toby. Listen, Toby obviously was upset, and I feel bad for him because at the end of the day, if that wasn't on 1 second earlier, it was on the right side of 30. That is one of the best moments in.
100%.
That's Aguero.
Both
Vision.
That
Eric the Mello guy would have scored to put his team through in the last second of the gated season. That is mental, right? So if it counts, that's why I smiled. I was like, you know what? Thinking unselfishly, thinking for Toby, thinking for Vision, that is an amazing moment. Yeah. Yes, we're on the receiving end of it, but for them, that's crazy. Like, you scored in the last second. What? Didn't happen. I talked to Toby. He said, listen, congratulations, blah, blah, blah. He sent me a nice message. Toby's been a great guy anyways. He's always a great guy. A genuine guy. So listen, we didn't deserve it regardless.
He said we had 30 minutes to score or 20
and
minutes.
They hadn't won for
7 weeks.
Yeah,
so
I don't think they'd won for
Vision's
7 games.
form, you know Vision's last time they won?
6 weeks
Your
ago.
first day on the job.
Wow.
They hadn't won since April. They this their last 7. So they drew to Santan last game, obviously. Before that, they lost 6-1 to United. Before that, they lost 8-3 to 26ers.
Wow.
Before that, they lost 5-3 to Treble. Before that, they drew 5-5 to RCW. Before that, they drew 5-5 to M7. So if they'd just got one more point in 7 games,
they're through.
Then they're through.
Especially with the 4 pressure points.
They got 4 pressure points. That's what kept them in it.
Yes.
So of course, that's why it's there to win. But if you're going on like the best teams going into it, I think the best teams or the strongest teams went into the Final Four.
100%.
We obviously did get lucky in the end on how it happened, but form-wise and everything, we were the strongest team going into there. So we qualified.
Oh, you forgot to mention Fuzi celebrating a Vision.
Took his glasses off. He saw Manny wearing green.
What
AV was wearing green.
That was the
He's
best.
making up stories.
No, he actually wears glasses. He actually wears glasses.
He wanted to be there. I saw him. He was over the moon.
Fuzi's the funniest guy. He's the funniest guy.
He thought we were celebrating. He thought Manny was AV, so.
Yeah, crazy. I thought Manny was AV.
He saw a black guy with dreads and he thought, this is the same person.
What a guy, man.
But yeah, that story was mad. So after that, it was, oh, wait, we actually made it. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Ilyas was crying.
What? Huh?
And it was
You was,
mad.
you was.
It's AI, bro. It's AI.
It was
AI.
mad. It was mad. It was crazy.
AI.
It was crazy. Like my eyes were watery. I didn't cry.
It was AI. It was
My
AI.
voice broke when I was talking.
It
But
was AI. It was AI.
you were
Come on, you've known me for how long?
You were full on.
He's
crying.
known me for
You-
10 plus
you
years.
and AV were making out. Like so much. And I was like, damn, everyone.
mate.
Oh my days.
That's a mad thing.
Wait. Can I be honest?
Tears in love.
No. Can we just cut out the AV part? Can we cut out the AV part? No, please. Like, generally. No, generally.
No,
generally.
it's calm, bro. You know.
That's the one part. No, it's not even for my
but
sake.
you know
It's
what
for
you
AV sake. It's actually for AV sake. That one. That one's for AV sake.
Kiss you on the forehead. It's a friend.
No, it looks worse than that. It looks way worse than
No,
that.
it looks a bit worse because he told
Alright,
me.
AV, I tried to back it.
Yeah,
I
kiss
tried to
them on
back
the
it.
forehead.
I don't care, but I tried to back it.
Kiss them on the forehead.
He's gonna be
No, but you
fuming.
told him he could mention it.
Yeah. That's my cousin, man. Don't worry. He'll get over it. So yeah, we made the final four.
Can't wait for him to see it now.
We made the final four against all odds. It was a beautiful story. Everyone loved it. Ball League loved it. The people loved it. Obviously, some people didn't like it because, of course,
A lot of
a
Who we are.
lot of people didn't like it because we're loud, we're all together, we're a unit and everything, and we made it.
Always had the most supporters in the crowd as well.
The most support, but also the most haters.
Yeah.
Both. You take both.
Even
You
stuff
can't take
up.
one and go, oh my god, we got so much support, and then oh damn, we got so much hate. You gotta take both back with the same balance, right? It is what it is. But yeah, we made the final four. Great. The story's great. Soaked in for the first couple of days. Then it was nothing. That doesn't mean nothing if we just get spanked in the first game. So final four. What were you thinking? We made the final four. Maz at the wheel, turned it around.
Well, I knew obviously we're playing Deportrio.
Yes, we knew because obviously first we
All
fourth,
right.
and we just played them.
And I knew we've just played them, but I knew we didn't play the team that we just played, if that makes sense.
Correct.
2 big players missing, 2 players that will come straight back into their starting 6. And it was a different sort of plan, but a plan where I was very, very confident. Like, I knew if the team that I saw in recent weeks turn up, will be a problem. I said to you guys in terms of the youth, the energy that we have compared to their experience, but don't allow that youth that we have be what we was in week 1 when I joined, which was naive, that word. Looking back at that game, we weren't great. I'll be honest with you.
No.
We weren't great. We messed up game changers. I think both teams weren't great in that
A
game
lot of
changer.
nerves, yeah.
A lot of nerves. Then we'll go into that Mampolo red card. But leading up to that, like just those days beforehand, we had obviously a lot of chat and our group chat was popping. We was still awake 4 a.m.
Yeah.
still
That's when I knew.
messaging and
Can
whatnot.
I be honest with you? I've always known he's a crazy person.
Yeah.
I've known him 10 plus years.
Yeah.
There's a screw missing, maybe loose. I don't know.
Yeah.
More
That
than a
was
screw.
that was the day when I realized you had it missing.
Yeah.
Because I've gone to sleep at like 2 a.m. I think we left the lobby. We've gone to rooms about 2, 3 a.m.
Oh, the night before?
The night before.
Yeah.
He's sent in, obviously Sharky, you don't know. He sent a message at 6 a.m. saying, boys, I've just done a full presentation that I'm going to show to the players tomorrow. It's about 6:15 in the morning.
We had breakfast at 9.
Yeah, I woke up at 9. I've gone
same.
downstairs. I've said, oh, hey, man, how are you? How many hours do you get sleep? About 2 hours. I said, this guy's not normal. I said, "He's not normal." Yeah.
Generally, I went back into that hotel room. We stayed down for ages, like 4 a.m. ish.
Yeah.
I went up to that room and obviously, shout out Mo. I called him Ghost.
Yeah.
He does a lot of the stuff behind the scenes in terms of analysis. But I thought, and it's no disrespect to his work because his work was brilliant and I kept every single bit. But I can't just show this to the players like this. It was just links, and I was like, nah. Like we've done everything proper up until then, mate. I need a presentation. Let's give the players a feel of what we're about. We've put them in a hotel the night before, breakfast together, walk together. It's only right now. If it's analysis, it's done properly. These guys they deserve it at least, innit? They got us there. So
Does that help?
What?
When you sit in those analysis sessions, does it help?
Yeah.
You take it
You
in.
sure?
Yeah, he looked a bit lost there.
You
Yeah.
know why? Because he mentioned the walk. I was
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, but then
No,
Kaz
no,
had hay
this
fever.
This guy, although he was hating.
Oh, you was
Oh,
crying.
man, this guy.
He was crying. Not the first time as well.
He didn't come breakfast.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do the
What
walk.
do you mean I didn't come breakfast? I told you I was in
I
the
didn't-
I was there at
see
7:30 a.m. when
You
it
was-
first. I was the
The
first
team
train.
weren't there.
You weren't
The
there.
first set of eggs was
You
me.
weren't there with
He's
the
there
team.
crying. If it rains, I'm gonna get sick.
Yeah.
It's like 2 hours to the game, and he talk about how
mad?
it's crying.
How he always says someone's crying when it's him crying on Sky Sports.
It's ironic, isn't it? It's ironic.
I'm mad.
It's ironic.
You can't use
Hey,
that
but you
word.
cried twice this season. I cried once.
I moaned a lot, not cried.
You didn't moan.
Hey, yo.
So yeah, so the analysis that was good. That was
No, it was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. Obviously, it got the group together, and then clarity. Everyone knew what they're doing. But by then, everyone knew what they was doing, anyways. But it was just a bit more of a feel, a
Even
look,
that-
a
even
vibe.
that- I think even that, because I think everything that we did in that lead up to the final 4 day was amazing. I think that all
Tops.
helped, you know,
Tops.
and you can see, I mean, you were on the pitch, you can say yourself. But yeah, the night before, obviously.
The night before that, we had the training session.
Yeah, I'm saying the training session was great as well.
Tops, man.
Faisal, we got
Faisal
involved.
scoring,
Staff and players got involved. Faisal had a
That was something I felt in the moment,
was
by the way.
class,
That
yeah.
wasn't part of the training session, by the way. I
Yeah.
just thought, we're always serious, but it's like,
Loosen up a bit.
yeah. Just like
So we all got
enjoy the
involved in the
moment.
session.
Yeah.
We all
So
got
like,
involved in the
Faisal scored a goal and a dummy. Do you
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah.
He dummied it around the keeper.
yeah,
Well,
it reminded me that I need to get back on the works because I felt stiff as. But
yeah.
You were trying hard, Pill.
Yeah.
no.
He was trying to wildcard himself the game up the day after.
Can we shout out the people that were trying hard?
Go on, who's it?
I thought Bruno was one.
Bruno was
He's scoring from 25 yards
Yeah.
out. Mike Felivi doing that
Yeah,
and
yeah.
scoring.
You gotta
Crazy.
realize these guys are strikers.
Yeah,
Strikers
yeah,
are
yeah.
that's
They're sick in the head as well.
They're
True,
greedy.
it's
They
true.
just don't
Yeah.
care if they
It's
see a
true.
goal. Even if it's training, even if they're playing against kids, they're gonna just smash it.
To be fair, you were serious in midfield.
I was-
Picking it up, checking shoulders and that. He's checking his mirrors.
I haven't.
Oh yeah. Frank Lampard.
I haven't played for a long time, man. So let me just try my.
Frank
luck,
Lampard's
guys.
hilarious.
But yeah, but then yeah.
You got stars doing diag 60.
Yeah, stars, yeah.
Could have gone short.
Mate, honestly.
Yeah.
Do you know what was the funniest of everything? Rin went and changed his trainers.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to get involved.
Yeah. Literally, everyone just wanted to get involved.
Bro,
That
I
was
saw him
great.
in sliders. 3 minutes later, he's wearing
Yeah,
dunks.
it's
Yeah,
tops.
trainers
Tops.
one. And then the night before we made everyone. Some guys were singing.
And obviously we went
That was
back, didn't we?
great. Yeah, exactly. Then we obviously we linked up in the lobby for a while, and then I think on the morning we did a walk. Then we had the walk, the meeting, the breakfast, lunch at Nando's.
Cheeky Nando's.
And then it was time to go to the arena, and it was work time.
Yeah.
it was go time.
Yeah.
And you had O2. Ended up being, especially for the final, 15,000 fans all sat there watching us for all of our hard work. And for me, it was listen, we've done all the work now.
I was worried at one point on the day. It got to about 4:15 p.m. and you lot would see in a group chat. I said something along like, it's time to get on the shuttles or something. Like,
Yeah.
it's too many drips and drabs.
Yes.
Everyone's just here, there, and everywhere, just doing their
It's
own
when,
thing.
it's when Felivi misplaced his back.
Yeah, and then
And
Felipe
his head
was
was
split,
gone,
and I'm
his
just
head was
thinking, that's the
don't
last
like
thing
this.
we need.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my number 9 to not have his boots and whatnot, and it's ruining his whole mojo and
Yep.
feel leading up to a game. Then our day could be done by 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
hated it. So close to kickoff, I don't usually feel nervous. I'll be honest with you. Like I'll put my hands up. I was like, oof, like a lot's on the line here. Like I've been through a lot in football, right? I've had a lot of highs and lows, but I just knew there was a lot depending on this, and it wasn't just the group; it was the people outside of it that were dependent on us as well.
Do you also think because your whole family was there? Do you also think
Yeah.
it was because of that as well? You had I think it was
Is
your
it
dad. Your dad was
to be
there.
fair, like my dad, shout out to my
Yeah.
pops, man. He
Yeah.
followed me everywhere, so it wasn't like,
New.
yeah, it wasn't anything
Okay,
new.
fair enough,
But
yeah.
like, Mrs. there, like wider family there as well. So it was like, yeah, I wanted to give
on
back
us,
to
yeah,
them,
yeah.
and obviously,
It
but
was a whole.
and I wanted the 1% to be right.
Same. It was
Yeah.
a weird game, and I had an interesting walkout.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was the hardest part.
Yeah.
The hardest thing is to
Did you know about it?
I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
I saw it. I remember me and Diddy were next to each
Neither
other.
did I,
in
I
the
think,
table.
because that's not what I
I
wanted it to
tapped
be.
Maz.
Yeah.
I tapped
We
Maz in
looked
front
at
of
each
me.
other.
He looked back at me. I looked at him. I said, "Are we
But
looking this?"
no, I don't even think we had to say anything. Like
Yeah.
our faces said it all.
Genuinely.
Like,
I was so
what the
confused.
hell is
the
this?
night before he goes, I've got something special for you.
It wasn't going to
I didn't know it was going to be that.
What if I
I
tell
didn't
you-
know Sharky predicted that we was going to win the game before before a ball was kicked.
What if I tell you I found it harder to walk at 1 mile per hour for 5 minutes
Yeah.
honestly, bro.
than actually play that actual game?
No, did you not realize when you lot just walked in front of them and had
No,
left
no,
them?
no. He
was
turned
so
around
funny,
and
yeah,
he was
it was so
like,
funny, by the way.
he looked
It
at me.
was
He
so
like,
funny.
This is
Bro,
long.
let's go around.
They were still in a tunnel.
I know.
Yeah.
MVP was lining up in the rest.
And then
We
you
was
got
in the
Mika
tunnel.
Richards saying, "Oh, today would be nice" or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're playing our time.
Like that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
loved. That's
Yeah.
when I knew. Oh, do you know what? I love that shot.
I'm ready. That's what we're going our time. But
I was so
But yeah, so
hilarious.
Shout them out though, man. They done a.
yeah,
No, they did,
I
they
know
did.
what I'm saying because there was no rehearsal, and even just before, basically, they were meant to get like mics. So
Yeah.
The
Whole arena.
whole arena's meant to hear it, meant to be more of an impact. They last second in the tunnel, one of the Bully guys went, "We don't have a mic for them."
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on? And I've got semi-finals to prepare for, and I didn't see nothing in rehearsal. It just didn't end up working as much as we wanted to. But in the small clip, it looked cool.
They had energy. I'll
Yeah.
give them that.
Yeah,
They had
they
energy.
did.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a lot of smoke, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
smoke, everything. But yeah, then
Concerned me.
Then the game
And the
started.
fire.
Then the game started, and yeah, it was just weird. It felt weird. And then what's funny is their first goal, and their first 2 goals.
Mate.
We
Oh,
predicted
Saka,
it.
come on.
We,
Yeah.
the
What did you
analysis
do?
on
Yeah.
So
Saka's free
analysis,
kicks.
we had a whole. Those of you in the viewers at home, we had about 2.5 minutes on Saka. A couple of clips were of his free kicks. Listen, he's got a wonderful left foot. He's
Yeah.
got an absolute rocket. leading up to that semi-final, TSD, I think he scored about three free kicks. So we're sending it in our private group chat going,
he does the
"Bloody hell,
Roberto
we gotta
Carlos
stop
run
this.
up as
yeah,
well.
we got to stop this. We got to stop this. Then he does it in the first 3-4 minutes. And if you see my
Were you in the
reaction
wall
on the
for that,
sideline,
were you in the wall?
For that
The
rock
free
like
kick.
free kick, got no chance.
so if you see
City's
my,
not even
if
going
you
to
see my
normal.
reaction, as soon as we concede, I went, it's like
the game plan just goes out the window.
yeah, like
I
what
said
the
it. You see
hell?
it in the vlog. It's probably up by now. I said we literally did analysis on that strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it was so weird seeing in front of us. And then I was like, and then his second goal, same
Second
thing,
goal, yeah,
through legs.
Yeah.
He's gonna look
we did
to
that,
play
yeah.
through the legs.
The Revy.
Like as hard as it is, just stay big. And if he takes on Hafid on his side, that's Hafid's fault to deal with. You get what I'm saying? But through the legs,
Even
Hafid's-
Hafid said in the analysis, if
Exactly
he beats
that.
me on my side, it's my fault. If
Exactly
he
that.
comes near post, it's you lot's
yeah.
fault.
But
Yeah.
listen, he's played in the Prem. He's a
It's
top
psycho.
player.
Yeah, so many appearances.
that-
in
You
Premier
can
League.
talk it, but it's a different thing doing it on the
That
pitch.
first chop made it
Bro.
Yeah.
easier for him to get through
Because
the legs.
he's literally wound up the shot.
And he's not just chopping any player.
And Camilo's gone.
In my opinion, the best defender at that time.
Yeah.
In the whole league. Like I know Kieran Clark, shout out to him, brilliant player. But if we're talking about in form,
Yeah.
going up to those semi-finals, Camilo, that
Sensational.
role that I've kind of like given him to the team, bro, it's to a team, man. It's the
'Cause you
Camilo
could-
role now.
I don't know if you was there, but remember at the beginning when Camilo said he wanted to play as an attacking player, and then when you came in, you put him at the base.
I had a chat
But
with
he's
you.
an attacking defender.
He's an attacking
And
defender,
I've
and you
given
gave
him a
him the
role.
freedom.
I pulled him to the side in the training session, I remember, and I was like to him, listen, don't see it as you're a defender, and this is no disrespect to anyone in the team, but I went to him, that's almost like the most important player for me, of how I want my team. Because you've got the discipline and the responsibility to stay at the back, but you got to pick them and choose those moments to go and fly forward, and you'll create that spare man. Camilo's a high IQ player. I could rely on that. Then Diddy can slide forwards, etc., etc. Then all of a sudden you got numbers. But listen, he smashed that role to a team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
even like he's a two-way player, so he can finish chances,
Yeah.
score goals, he can defend.
Yeah.
He scored in the final, assisted in the final, but
Yeah.
also assisted in the winning
Yeah.
goal in the semi-final
Yeah.
by being physical, getting the ball off.
2 tackles, by the way.
Yeah.
Another one physical.
during fair play.
During fair play.
Yeah.
Anything can go
Which
wrong.
we
He
will
had
get
Saka
to.
on the floor. He had
I'll
Saka
tell you
crawling.
what, that's
I thought I saw
futsal for you,
Baftimi
though.
Gomes on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
floor.
That's futsal. If you see how he tackled like with his solid foot, and he
Yeah.
hooked it around,
Yeah.
class. And then second tackle was just momentum, but that's where I knew like we wanted it more than that.
100%.
And I said that before the game. And there's no disrespect to these Prem players, pro players, etc. But they've been there and done it. If they win it, it's great. But for us, wow, it's a different feeling sort of thing. You get what I'm saying? So I knew Camilo had more bite, Diddy had more bite, Kaz, etc., etc. So, and it came to that moment,
There was
and
a
then
time where I thought it wasn't coming because there had a lot of chances. Which
Yeah,
we'll speak
but
about,
even the way
Go ahead.
even the way Deportrio set up, it was
Yes.
like
A 4-1.
Yeah, it
I
was a
didn't
4-1.
expect it.
No one expected it.
I didn't
Like,
expect it.
Shall I be honest?
We're watching on the sideline.
Speaking
yeah.
to their coaches, sorry, very
go
quickly.
on.
Speaking to their coaches, they expected us to build with a 2. We built with a 3.
For free,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's where it threw them off completely. So they thought,
That's
let's
why
just
they had
have
an
one.
extra man defensively.
Let's just have one player there, and that'll be against half, and let's say Camilo, for example. And they expected our numbers to be high, but all of a sudden we had half Camilo and Kaz. All of a sudden we're playing one way. I'm not going to give my tactics too much,
Yeah,
but then we're
of
playing the
course.
other way, and then that's
Of course.
Kaz going through into the middle.
course.
They're forced to slide out, and then that's when we can
Openings, yeah.
openings. You
Even
know what I'm
us,
saying?
like the red card as well. There's a lot of debate about the red card.
For
me,
I
listen.
wanted to talk
Yeah,
about that.
for
but
me-
I'm
I'm gonna
talk about that.
I'm seeing a lot of stuff online. Like,
For me, Kaz done well. Put his body in front of the
He's
ball,
played
between the
It's not
man
about-
and the
it's not
ball.
about any of that. I don't
Yeah.
want to hear that. Kaz
It's
not
fair
watching.
play.
Nothing to do with that. So the way ball league works, and I'm surprised people are confused now because with 12 weeks now, there's a thing called game changers. So the ones that don't know what game changers are, basically the rules get adjusted slightly to make the game more interesting, right? So the game changer we're in at that point was called fair play. So what fair play means is any foul, doesn't matter how strong or soft, is a straight red card. That's why it's called fair play. So that was a foul, albeit a soft foul. If that was in normal game, the ref will give the foul, but he wouldn't get a sin bin.
Yes.
It would be a free kick. We'll carry on playing.
Yep.
Because he stopped the play. Took Kaz went down. Free kick. Napoli doesn't get. It's not strong enough to be sin bin,
Yep.
but it's a foul. Going into a fair play, any foul equals red card. We've had it many times this season. Tyler got
Bruno.
red
Bruno
card.
in the final.
Bruno got red card.
Bruno got one, Bruno twice.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yeah.
Mampolo getting something off was right because it's in the fair play game changer. People going, why did he get sent off? I'm like, so did everyone forget the rules now because it's SDS and
Yeah,
no one
yeah,
wants us to
yeah.
win? Do you guys forget the rules? And even more so, after Polo got sent off, they probably should have got another 2 or they had
Two.
2 or 3
Yeah.
Two.
more fouls.
Yeah.
So
There
I'm
was
like,
2 more.
Exactly. So
They
I'm
should
like,
have 3
a
men on
lot
the pitch.
worse.
If
A lot
anything,
worse.
if
You'd
anything,
see, yeah.
there was more, but then I think they didn't want to send too many people off.
Ruin
because
the
it's a good
game.
game.
Yeah.
So even if Polo didn't get sent off there, someone else would have got sent off straight
There was
after
other
because they
moments,
kept
yeah.
fouling us.
Yeah.
But regardless of even that, forget that specific instance, he fouled Kaz, soft foul, but it's a foul in the normal game. Probably wouldn't be simping, but it's still a foul. It's in fair play. That foul now equals a red card. That's baller league.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is baller league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said to you,
This is
it's just
baller
the rules, and there's nothing wrong with that. If Diddy did that and the foul, I don't
It's
understand.
fair.
It's
Yeah.
fair play.
And fair play. Mika Richards took it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
He was like,
understands.
was it a foul? I said to him, it's a foul. He's like, soft. I was like, in our game, in our day, it will be very soft.
Yeah.
But for like what Sharks just said, for the game changer itself, he's off the pitch,
It's a game
unfortunately.
changer.
He
That's
was- Fair play. And
The ref blew the whistle for a foul.
Exactly.
They reviewed it, still get a foul.
Yeah.
And then
I think
if
it's
a
like
foul,
Mampolo
now
didn't know as well
it's
because
a- yeah, if
he
it's
goes,
a
I don't know why he was surprised.
he goes me, and he goes, am I sent off?
Yeah.
And then it's like,
Engagement.
did you not know you're?
Did no
Yeah.
one see
Yeah.
it's
For
time
other
to get
reasons, though.
higher
Yeah.
on the screen?
Yeah.
They don't see it, and then they look at it and it says fair play. I'm like, does
Yeah.
everyone go blind now? There's been 12 weeks of this.
But after the game,
it's a game
yeah.
changer. It is fair play. Fair play means someone gets sent off. It's a
Yeah.
foul.
And then after
If it
that,
was-
I'll be honest with you, like, the
And-
next, I'd say the next
we'll still
25,
2-1
30
down that
seconds,
point. We'll still 2-1 down.
next 25, 30 seconds, the boys were driving me nuts.
Yeah. I agree.
Because I'll be real,
Sitters after sitters.
I don't know what you lot are doing.
Yeah.
Don't know what you lot are doing.
Dragging shots.
Dragging shots.
Missing a sitter like
ankle
that.
bone
Rebound,
hit.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm
Rebound.
saying? Oh, man. Don't
rebound.
even start on that rebound.
The rebound, you had the whole goal.
Like, you've had enough of them this season, you know.
Roof of the net, go. What
I had
Philippi
one
did in the
during the
final.
league.
You had one in the league.
Yeah.
But let's say big misses, I'd say, sorry,
You've had
you're skip.
quite a
I know
few.
you're
Doesn't
taking,
matter
but
now
you're,
what
it
it
is,
is,
yeah.
but
you're
yeah.
definitely up on the list.
I reckon on big chances missed.
Yeah,
you're
big
out there.
chances you're.
I reckon you're up
we
there.
are in the league anyways.
Yeah.
I'm, you know me, I'm annoying. I
you
look
check
at all the
every
stats.
stat,
Yeah,
yeah.
we are.
But back to Mampolo
Clearly,
sending off.
by the way.
After the game, I'm not going to say who I was speaking to, but their game plan was have Mampolo just sit in front of Kaz and to not press half. He got excited, pressed half,
Yeah.
half passed out, and Mampolo had to chase back to get back to
There
Kaz.
we go.
Then he conceded the foul.
Yeah.
So if he had listened and stayed on Kaz like what
Yeah.
he got told to do, or what supposedly he got told to do, that foul wouldn't have happened. And
Yeah,
they
a
got
foul is a foul.
Yeah.
It's a soft foul, but it's a foul, and it's in the game changer, which means
Yeah.
a red card. So that's that with that. Because at the end of the day, it was the right decision. It's not rigged. You know, there's no
Yeah.
bias to SDS. It's a game changer.
Yeah.
It
Follow the
happens.
rules.
Follow the rules. And to be honest, if I'll be honest, they probably should have got more people sent off. So if anyone's
Yeah.
going to be a bit upset, it should
Big
be us.
chances
But it doesn't
missed.
matter because we won.
Diddy. Big
Yeah.
chances missed. Diddy and Bruno.
There we go.
Do you know what though? Do you know what
The two
though?
Portuguese
in
boys.
that game? Yeah. Do you know what? 'Cause
Well,
there's too much celebration. Getting to the final four, Portugal winning the Nations League.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Sporting winning.
We won the league. Yeah.
Yeah.
That game.
Which one? Deportrio, semi-final.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I didn't feel free at like the first.
To
building
be
up to
fair
the
to you, though,
game.
you did really well that whole game.
That's
Yeah,
why,
yeah, yeah.
because
Worked hard.
in my head, I was like, I need to hold down this
Yeah,
athlete,
Saka,
bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
Saka.
yeah.
And
That
you
was
did
my
well.
first priority.
We
You know,
had
he didn't go
we
past me
had
once.
chat. We had chat beforehand.
Yeah.
Before the
night
ball was
before.
even kicked. No, but even on the
Yeah.
day before the ball was even kicked, I said, whatever side Saka is on, did he just go to the opposite, swap
Yeah.
with Kaz? But then on the day, I've just went.
See it out.
Do you know what? Just see it out for 3-4 minutes, and all of a sudden it just felt natural. Like, mate, you more than handled your own. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we got to remember these top players are gonna have their moments regardless. You can't stop them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? People are gonna do a plan for Messi and Ronaldo. They'll still score.
No,
They'll
he
find
went,
a way.
he went in my
You know
football
what I'm saying?
bag. I took him home in my football
But
bag.
definitely, yeah.
Got two,
But,
but
yeah, it was just in the moments whole thing. But then going fast forward,
That was
like
fair
I
play.
said,
It was fair
yeah,
play.
fair play. No, I'm going.
I'm
yeah, yeah.
just explain the game changer. It wasn't
Those
fast forward.
first 30 seconds were annoying. We missed so many chances, bro. 3 or 4 chances, like clear chances.
Just shooting,
Just
bro. and
shooting.
We have a man up.
Camilo dragged one.
That's what I hate.
Kaz
When we have a man up and we just panic, I don't like it. Just
but
keep the ball.
MVP done the same against us in the
Yeah.
final, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
And then, mate, Mr. Clutch moment himself.
Keziah Sterling.
Keziah Sterling,
Wow.
man. and he's done that a few times this season where he's gone, and it's what I like in a footballer. Just give me the ball, let me just deal with it. Let me just grab the game by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah.
Let me just sort it out. And mate, he more than done it in that semi-final to get us level. I'll be honest with you, as soon as we got level, I knew with a minute left,
Same.
I knew we were going to win the
Because
game.
we were level, it was 2-2.
It just calmed us down.
It was 2-2. We were sitting on 2 flags and we had an extra man and we felt in control. I knew we would win at that point.
And I'm big on body language, right? Like big, like massive on it. And I saw Hamza's reaction on the pitch, Kaz and Mike, I think was it Felipe at the time? Might have been Feliz.
Bruno was on.
Bruno was on. It was Bruno and
Bruno
Bailey.
Felipe?
It was Bruno and Bailey, I think.
No, Bailey came
Bailey was
off.
off.
Bailey
Bailey
came
was
off.
off.
I think it was
Bruno
Felipe.
and Felipe were on
Yeah.
together.
And I saw their reaction and I was going, bruv, these lot
Yeah, it
are
was
pumped
Felipe,
up.
yeah,
Like,
Bruno.
yeah, they've like, come on, sort of thing. Went and got the football back. That's something I teach my Arsenal youngsters. Like, ruthless. I don't care if we're 6-0 up. Get that ball, go back, sort of thing, to the halfway line. We done that, and then obviously Camilo, and
Finds
then
Bruno.
and then Bruno, and then
Good finish as well.
I think you should set the story, man, because you pictured it, you visioned it.
Like I said, it was written, but yeah, Elias says it. I've got a screw loose. Sometimes I think too much about a lot. It's affected me negatively this whole season. I think so. Sometimes I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping properly. People think obviously I might be, he's doing too much, but for me, I just love it. I love this, and I don't know. I just had a feeling all week after from when we qualified Final Four. I just had a feeling, and look, he's our number one pick, so it's not like I'm saying the last pick is going to score. But Bruno wasn't, when we got into a form, he wasn't starting for us. He wasn't in that. When we found our best starting lineup, it's no secret, Bruno wasn't in that. So, but I also always knew Bruno would be super important. That's why he was always with us on the squad most of the times, because I was like, if you get 1-1 game changer, he's got the best strike of the ball. We need Bruno in case we have 1-1 game changer. And there's moments, he scored that goal against Deportrio in the last game, which is an unbelievable finish. He's got that in his game. And I just had a feeling, I was like, you know what? Bruno's going to score winning goal on Thursday. Either the same as on the final, but he's going to score winning goal. He's going to score winner. And I just said, I said it. Like, there's some people I said it to. And as soon as he scored, you could see Fawad coming to me. So you said it. You see it on the camera if you watch it. And I just called it. I said Bruno's going to score winning goal.
Yeah. And before that, to be fair, leading up to your miss, it was his free kick.
Yeah.
Like, he always has a moment. 100%. He's always involved in some sort of finishing action. So, listen, I know he's going to be frustrated with me. And I said that in front of the whole group.
Yes,
you know, like, I had to make certain decisions, but the decisions worked.
So, worked. You know, like, I can really say
that was unfortunately his role at the time. Doesn't mean I hate him as a player or whatnot. But, like you said, momentum is big, especially going into the Final Four. And the players, well, all the players got us there. But that starting six, I couldn't change it. If I changed it, it's like you're going against football. You're going against football rules and football.
You can't change a winning formula to the point where I was getting. You know how? Okay, so we're going to the final because we'll talk about this. MVP's had a goalkeeper from Germany, right? Yeah. The best goalkeeper from Germany. I personally thought a good rule that would be, and I tried to pitch it, but it didn't happen. I said, listen. All the 4 teams, there's wildcards during the season. It's amazing. It's a great concept because without wildcards, we wouldn't have Kaz, wouldn't have Haf, wouldn't have Hamza, wouldn't have anyone else that helped us out in the season. It'd be who pitched in goal and saved us in the game.
Adam that won us that crucial corner.
Adam,
you know, Sinks, Jams, Niko, more. Like some players have come in, right? So wildcards, I actually think it's a great concept because you get to mold your team around it. Then you make someone permanent, and somebody. I mean, Sassy was a wildcard, became permanent. Eddie Michael was a wildcard that's permanent. Team Abrams a wildcard, was permanent. Mauro, Razak, some of the best players in the league are all wildcards, right? Yeah. Even Zaid. So I agree with that, but I just thought Final Four day, it should be a thing where teams should only be allowed to wildcard players that got them there.
I agree. So
you have a pool of wildcards available to you that you've used, so we can look at it and go, we can only wildcard players that we've wildcarded. So Adam's available to get wildcarded, Hamza, all these kind of players. And that's what we did, because of course if there's injuries in that, I can understand, and it came out that Declan McCarthy was injured, but Deportrio also wildcarded 2 guys for the first time against us.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. Niko and other guy.
I think that cost them, by the way.
It cost them
massively.
But at the same time, I just think, listen, it's Final Four. You're in these now. You should go to wildcard players that got you there. Forget that. But it's a thing of going back to what you're saying. We had our starting 6, and we were the same. We were just like, let's just trust what works. We're gonna change the winning formula, because I was offered German players in the last few weeks.
Yep.
Because in M5 played a German player at MVP.
Yep. That we had first dibs on.
Yep, and there was another one that I had first dibs on. And even for the UK versus Germany team, Kevin Vegan that scored 5 1-1 game changers. Game week 11, I got offered him.
Yep.
And I turned him down. I said, listen, why wouldn't change the winning formula? So I agree with you, and that's the same with all the players in our squad. We had our starting 6. Of course, you're a part of that. Why change it?
Yeah.
It was working perfectly well, and we didn't. And we went to the Final Four with the guys that got us there.
Yeah.
And we won the whole thing. So it's a thing where it's like you trust your players, they repay you. You know, and they did. And we'll get to that final, and MVP's had a goalkeeper and goal who was class, by the way, in the semi-final.
Honestly,
I couldn't believe how good it was.
Yeah.
We were sitting down together,
and
I was just like, I've got internal thoughts, mate. This devil inside, bro, honestly. And stuff like that, bro.
I think it's the same guy, bro.
Yeah. But honestly,
told me he spoke to you the other day,
bro. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, this GK is on a madness. Like, what the hell are we gonna need to do for a team that we score goals, but we don't score that many goals, by the way, even though we went on a good scoring run towards the end. But we're not quite convincing, let's be real, all right? It takes a lot of chances for us before we score. We wasn't quite ruthless, but in the final,
Yeah.
He was a joke against
it was a
United.
complete mate.
Yeah.
No, do you know what though? Respect to him. Good keeper as well. Was ridiculous against United, but in that final, he got absolutely packed, bro.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like,
Pack diesel, bro.
When you said in the change room, he was like, we was thinking of what we're gonna do to like.
He was
obviously
like
they're
dinking.
smart.
But
Yeah.
he was like a handball keeper.
Their
He
threat
was
is
out
the
quite
keeper.
big.
Yeah.
Like imagine your threat being the keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we're worried about. We're not worried about outfield player.
Yeah.
We obviously are.
Even though they got class.
That's true. No, I didn't see it that way.
Man,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So for them to go into the game, and firstly, without even being cocky or anything, I'll be completely honest, I found that final a lot easier than most of the games that we played. Deportrio game, obviously we weren't great ourselves, but the game was much harder. A lot of league games that we played throughout the season was much harder. That final, the first half and a bit of the second,
because they're a great team.
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're a great team.
Yeah.
Bro. They're a great side. Definitely.
They went wrong by pressing us over two.
So
Yeah.
high as well.
So
Gaps are
high
big,
because
yeah.
I told one of my forwards to drop into the middle and that's it. The game over.
But
Gone.
don't forget, and this is a big part. After the semi-final, we had a tough conversation because we found out Bailey Brown can't play in the final.
Tough.
One of
That's
that
true.
guaranteed starting
Yeah.
starting players
Yep.
was ruled out of the final.
I think that
Yeah.
fueled everyone more.
yeah, because
I
now
I think that at that point there,
and he scored in the semis, Bailey.
he scored in the semis. I love Bailey Brown to bits, but the squad was in such a good moment.
Yeah,
Whoever I put in there to replace him because he was injured would have done the job.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, bro. Like that's why I didn't. When I went to Bailey Brown, I went to him, how's it feeling? I said, don't be a hero.
Yep.
Let me know exactly how you feel. He's like, it's not good. I was like, we'll get the job done for you. Don't you worry. I knew straight away then when we spoke, we had our little moment in the corridor. Great photo, by the way. Then I thought, do you know what? I said it a few weeks ago. I said, certain forwards can play with one another. And I put you and Felivi together. And I just knew that it would work. In that moment, I said, Diddy up top. And then Hamza comes into the right, Kaz off the left.
Yep.
The Kaz off the left was because we have big central space to open up in. He'll drive centrally. And then the rest is history.
And the first two goals was from
Exactly.
Felipe and
You
Billy.
know what? You know
And
when,
Kaz,
you,
yeah.
when you said the team in the change room.
It was you
For
buzzing.
one moment, I thought I was on the bench.
Yeah, because we're past
I'm used to being a left back.
Yeah.
to be the left back, so you heard
So you missed out and you've got nowhere am I dropped for the final.
I looked at my arm, man. I said,
who am I giving this to?
Yeah.
then he said, did he believe? I was like, oh. Yeah, man.
So how did you feel like me or us deciding that you're playing up top
In the final,
in the final?
when you've been playing kind of left side of the back three the whole.
Shall I be completely honest?
6 weeks, yeah.
I said I need to score now.
Yeah,
Remember I told you as well.
Yes, I had to Ross it.
Yeah. Remember I told you as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I said he was complaining, not even complaining. He was saying, I wish I was in the front two.
Yeah.
But I kept saying to him, you can't separate. But
I agreed with you.
Bailey and Felivi. He was
Yeah.
like, he even said it. He was like, you can't separate
Dwight
them.
York- Dwight
but he
York
was
and
like, yeah.
Andy
But he
Coleman.
was like, I would love to be in that front two with
Yeah,
Felivi. And I was like, the time will come. The time will come.
Yeah.
Then when he got put in the front two, I said to him, I said, today's the day,
Yeah.
and it's the final. You get to show why you should be in that front
Yeah.
two, and he showed it.
Yeah.
The first goal, you played the 1-2 with Kaz. He cut it back,
Oh, by
and
the
then the
way.
second goal, you slapped it top bins.
By the way, what a goal!
You know,
Yeah,
I think-
beautiful.
Goes unnoticed.
the first one.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
first
first
one,
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
beautiful.
40 seconds.
And
I think it only goes unnoticed because they blocked it on the line.
Yeah.
If
The
that
block
went
makes it
straight
better.
away,
Yeah.
Boom, boom,
And the
boom,
fact that
boom.
Kaz didn't shoot and he passed to Felivi
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. But he's done that a few times this
Yeah,
season.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Even in the game
Game
changes.
before,
You know,
Yeah.
I didn't see my goal go in, you know.
Is it?
Yeah,
I just celebrated when I saw everyone celebrating.
you just struck.
No, because I
you felt
shot
it.
Yeah.
and someone pushed me in the air,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I fell. And then some celebration, so I was just...
You got H5 in the background screaming.
Yeah.
you
Done
can-
up, done up, done up.
Everyone. You got Harry Panero running on the pitch, Kenny,
Yeah,
everyone
yeah,
running
yeah.
on the pitch.
We
with
do
this
get a
one.
lot of stick five and a lot of people on the sideline, by the way.
To be fair, I
But
had
you know
to-
what? They just got to live with it.
Yeah, what can you
It's
do?
us, man.
Yeah, what
After
can you
that
do?
semi-final, HP said I had blood on my hands still.
Yeah.
He said you played very well,
Yeah.
but then misses, blood on your hands, and
Yeah.
and I washed it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we skipped this a little bit, by the way. We're wearing it. What did you guys think of the kit for next season? Because we wore that. We came wearing gold. It was brave. Gold
Yeah.
badge, gold numbering.
I'll tell you. Listen, walking straight into the change room, everyone's reaction was raw.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Definitely
Like,
the
this
best
is
kit of the
good.
lot.
Yeah.
It's got a little message. It's got a little message on the neck as well
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
back.
I think Deportrio's kit's also quite nice.
It's good.
Yeah.
Side
Yes,
little
yes,
bits,
yes.
It's quite nice, but I
I
think
think
ours is the best. And
definitely
the fact
stands
that
out.
it's green, sporting.
Next season's gonna have the star on it.
I'm trying
100%
to get a
star.
star on it.
Yeah,
surely,
Surely,
right?
The champions.
Yeah.
Either a star or something on the.
No,
something.
Yeah, yeah.
Club
100%.
World Cup thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or that.
I hear it, I hear it, I hear
100,
it.
Definitely.
but
No, Star will be.
yeah. But the final, hey, they had a bit of an Mbappe. Eddie Michael's got a hat trick.
I do like a bit
Yeah,
of Michael.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
quality
listen,
player.
he was a problem, man. Like, he's a unit.
His
He's
build.
quick and strong.
Yeah.
I feel like
Really
our
good.
away from them, I think we stopped their game because they had 2 top forwards,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Timmy.
I
Timmy.
thought Tim was going to be more of
And
a.
on the bench, I had Kevin
But
Spinelli.
our shape,
Yeah.
we're going back to what you started with, that Mikel Arteta, I know.
Yeah.
That mid block,
Yeah,
The Arteta
scary.
block.
It's helped.
Scary.
But-
How many times have you screenshotted it in a group chat?
Yeah, I've said it so many
buzzing
times. And then I'll say Arteta block, and he'll reply saying Maz block.
Maz block.
Well,
Yeah, I'd rather call it Maslow.
Yeah.
but I'm saying you just said they've had Timmy and Eddie, but then on the bench they had Alfie Matthews and Kevin Spinelli.
Yeah.
So
But
they've had
shall I be honest with you?
lots
I
of
felt
players.
so happy Alfie Matthews coming on. I'm playing at the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing at the base, innit?
And
Yeah.
I was telling the forwards, let their 3 defenders, so their captain,
Chambers Shaw.
Chambershaw.
Chambershaw,
Rasuka.
Wood.
and
Rasuka.
yeah, let them have the ball.
Yeah.
That's no disrespect to them. Let them have the ball, because I know with our mid block they're not going to play through us, and then eventually what happens? They get frustrated and bored, and they'll have long shots. And where was it going? High, wide, and over.
Yeah.
And we're getting the ball again. Pop, 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 pop. So,
But what a
everything
pass
will
from
stop.
Alfie Matthews in the first goal though.
Say that
Yeah.
again.
Alfie Matthews
Pass.
pass.
That
in the
pass.
first goal.
De Bruyne-esque.
Split.
De
De Bruyne-esque.
Bruyne-esque.
But you
But
know,
listen, from a defensive point of view, everything's right. If
Yeah,
you
the
do
line,
a freeze frame, that line is diagonal. Everyone's covering one
it
another.
takes a good player to break it.
But 100%.
And it's a good
100%.
finish as well. A little
No,
top up
100%.
over
No,
half.
no, no.
Half
But
it's
you
no
know
man's land.
Very
You
good,
can't do anything about it.
You notice how I listened to you though?
Yeah, you did.
Because you know the change room when he said, I don't know if you lot remember, he said, Woods, his name is?
Yeah, Wood, yeah.
If it's him in front of you, 1v1 him.
And he did.
Yeah.
He left. He scored.
That's where I'm
Come on, bruv.
Very impressive.
Hey,
So I actually
it's the
do listen
analysis.
sometimes.
That's why we put in the hard work.
Put the work in,
Yeah,
man.
Pays off at
people
the end.
call us boring and whatnot, but
Put the work
hey,
in, bro.
we've got medals,
Pays
man.
off-
We've
pays
got
off at the
medals,
end, man.
Trophies,
Pays off
you
at the
name
end.
it.
Show for it.
It's
Show
on
the
my
back.
side, sure. It's on my side.
Season 1, the date.
It's on my side.
The date. For those other teams that don't have this, let me tell what it says. It says Baller League Final 4 winner, Season 1. It has a date on it, the O2 Arena, London. So
Oh, does it say, is it
Hey.
the same on all of them? Yeah.
Yeah,
Can I read my one out?
There's a big thing in there. There's a
Yeah.
big thing.
What does it say?
O2 Arena.
it says the O2
Yeah.
Arena.
The O2 Arena.
They're not all the same message though.
What does yours
Oh,
say?
is it? What did you say?
Border League Final 4 winner, Season 1, the date. Thanks for coming, the rest of you.
See? I hear it.
You got the modified one.
Yeah, it's got- only the goal scorers
It's
got
got my
that.
number on it.
Only goal scorers got
look, now, okay, so we won it. A lot of people aren't happy about it, which makes it even more interesting to see.
Sweeter.
Which makes it
A
sweeter.
lot of people that are hating on
But
us.
we done it. We done it against all odds. The story was amazing. We've got so much footage. Deserves a documentary, so we're gonna try and work on one.
Netflix?
Hey, if they want to take it, you
Amazon
never know.
Prime?
But the next question is what happens now? Because look, we won it, but I'm someone who, as soon as we won it, I'll be honest.
Think about
You're
this.
always
We
thinking
said
ahead.
it.
As soon as I left that arena,
I was thinking about
I
next
forgot
season.
about genuinely, and people aren't gonna believe me. Go, oh, you're lying. Genuinely, we spoke about it as well. My mind's on next season now because we won it, but now I want to win it again because it's hard to win it. It's even hard to defend it.
Yeah.
Because now the shirt is heavy.
Yep.
Right. Anyone that wears this shirt next season, it's heavy. The kit is heavy. So any player that comes in and look, it's football. New players want to come into the team. Transfers.
Yep.
There's a new draft. A lot of the players from this season will stay. The ones that obviously have been a big part of the season and everything. There's players have other commitments, non-league commitments. Whatever happens. But next season the shirt's heavy, and every single team is going to be playing every week. They're playing against the current champions.
Yep.
Whoever plays us, wherever they are in the league, they're playing against the current champions. So they're going to be their cup final every single week. Oh, here comes their team talk is we're playing against the champions. We're playing against the champions. We're playing against the champions. So now we need to defend it. Now people do extra research on us. Now some people might copy some of our formula. So we've got to adapt.
100%.
How are you feeling for next season?
I'm looking forward to it, purely from a coach's point of view, where it's like I want to challenge myself as well, personally, my own goals of like this probably could be the first thing that's ever done back to back.
It's
You know
never
what
been
I'm
done in Germany either.
You know what I'm saying?
Streets United
So
won
it's
2
like-
out of 3, but not back to back.
So
There was
like-
a team one in between.
Any team that I'm associated with, and I'm thankful it's SDS, I want it to be us, because at the moment we're that only team in the UK, first winners.
Yeah.
Great, that's a great story in
Amazing.
itself. All right, but imagine being double back to back. You mate, it's,
So
you know what I'm saying?
Might as well hang on, dude.
Oh, mate,
Especially for the haters.
Mate, where's the statue?
Yeah,
Generally, where's the statue?
I remember everyone that was talking about us. Even my own friends that were
Knowing
saying
you,
to me,
knowing you, go, oh yeah, triple. Nah, knowing you, but
as soon as I win
let's-
next season, we win next season, I'll be happy, and I'm telling you right now for free, and it won't change. As soon as we win, I'll be like, we got to do a three-peat now because that'd be
Yeah.
crazy.
You know what we've just done though?
Are you ever going to stop?
You know what we've just
no,
done?
it won't stop.
What?
We've just put a mark on our head, even more so because people are going to be watching this and
Of
they're going to
course.
say,
Yeah, let
they
them.
think they're going to win it again.
We don't think we want. But I'm saying our motivation
No,
now
we
is
want
to
to.
defend.
Oh, we're favourites to win the next season already.
To defend it. Now,
Same way we were favourites. Same way we were
favourites.
favourites for
Yeah,
us
yeah,
this
yeah.
season. We're favourites to
No,
win the
now
next
we're
season because we're the
definitely
champions.
we're deserved favourites. Now we
Yeah.
actually deserve to
My
be
thing,
favourites.
regardless, is it's not even about.
But they'll come stronger.
I'm
Yeah.
not coming confident.
And we
saying
gotta
we're
come
gonna
stronger,
walk
yeah.
it. We're not gonna walk it. Nowhere near.
It's a
It's
tough
gonna be
league.
tough.
It's a very tough league.
No one. But my thing is, we've won it. The last thing I want is now to go finish 8th or 9th and be.
Yeah. A one-off.
It was a fluke.
Leicester
I
City.
want to
Yeah.
win it. I want to win it again and more convincingly.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
go narrow. I want to win. But anything can happen with playoffs. And now it's so interesting. Where this season we had 4 losses in a row. We scraped 4th and then won the whole thing. Next season we could walk the league, come first,
And then lose in the semi-final and go home at 7 p.m.
But season 2's team was way better than season 1's team because
Yeah,
we walked
yeah,
the league.
yeah.
11 weeks we smashed it
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
lost in semi-final. But then this one we had a rocky game. We came 4th, snuck in, and
Mm-hmm.
then won it. You never know. So whatever you do over the season is important for the season, and then the final 4 is different.
Yeah.
Because the team that comes first doesn't always win.
Yeah,
You know, apart from
maybe in Germany.
But that's why
Streets Knight just done that now.
That's
yeah.
why I was confident. Yeah, going back to my playing career, Braintree Town, we finished at our last playoff spot.
Yep.
We were the most informed team.
Going
At the
into
last
the
10
final.
games, we won 9 games and a draw. All right, to the point where everyone's fearing us. We went into there, we had to play second place.
All
batter
away
them,
from home.
All
as well.
away from home.
Yeah.
All away from home. We beat Dartford 1-0. We beat Hemel, and we beat one other club. Can't remember, but it's like Hampton and Richmond in the final. On pens, at their home gaff, through momentum. So I knew us getting there.
So you got to play extra game as well.
Exactly,
'Cause you came
yeah.
last, yeah.
But I
Playoffs.
knew that, mate, momentum's a big thing in football. We had it with us. What's written is written. That was my saying
100%,
throughout.
100%.
And it just happened.
Yeah.
Like, we can't.
It's a beautiful
I
story,
think-
man.
I think-
Who started to finish the story trend as well?
Liban.
Was it Liban?
Yeah.
We
I
finished
think
the
that's
story.
WWE guy, so he's good
Yeah.
at storylines.
I
Yeah.
think if we did win season 2, for example,
Yes.
it would never taste like the season 1 though.
Yes.
No, this
Just
story in
the
itself
The
is.
story itself. I don't
Yeah.
like. We spoke about this the other day. No one will ever.
It's special.
Do you know,
Yeah, again.
also, another reason why
In any
he's a
country.
sicko. Another reason why he's a sick man. I left my bag in his room, so it's about 4 a.m. Going to his room. Everyone's like having fun downstairs. Everyone's chilling. This guy's snoring his life away, snoring like that. And I'm thinking, we just won, and it's a mad topsy turvy everything, and he's just there like sleeping, passed out.
To be fair, I
Passed out.
passed out.
I got
as
no
well.
time to celebrate.
He
I
would.
wasn't-
He
I
didn't
was
celebrate
just
one bit. He
watching-
didn't celebrate
passed
one
I
bit.
was just watching Marcel sing Wonderwall.
Yeah. He was just singing Wonderwall.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was just doing
And then Ilya's on
karaoke.
the side crying. Yeah, it was mad.
Yeah,
I've
fairs,
seen
fairs.
Say,
it.
I went home and my missus went,
Fairs.
can you just turn off that phone and switch off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause he kept-
You're a champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go and get some rest. And I've gone, all right. And she's like, do not disturb mode right now.
Yeah, but
And
that's, sometimes you need
And
that.
then
right?
guess what? I still
Yeah.
had to wake up in the morning and go work.
I
Oh, yeah.
Life
I owed my
continued.
missus
Yeah.
an apology still.
Life continued.
Brilliant.
She actually waited for man,
Same.
and I got home late,
Yeah.
very late.
Yeah.
And
So far.
no.
You can't go in the doghouse after winning, walking in with a medal.
Not the doghouse, but like we was gonna have some intimate time. yeah, you know. And I got
Celebrate properly.
I got that. You already got that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So
Fair
of
enough.
course, so next season, of course, is going to be another one. I think next season.
I think that's the first time on SDS history that anyone's mentioned that.
Yeah. Next season is very soon. Next season is very soon, of course. I think it's in September, so we've got to get back to work pretty soon. When we do get to work, it'll be interesting because there's going to be a few different things next season. Of course, building a squad for season 2 and all that's going to get really interesting. And now that you guys are with us and supporting us and have been the whole season, it'll be really, really cool to see what you guys think of next season. And next season will be next season. But a couple of points in this season, of course, your impact, we've spoken about it. There's a couple of players' impacts I want to quickly talk about as a player, as coaching staff and head coach. Keziah Sterling and Hafford.
Wow.
Kaz and Haff. So about Kaz, first of all. Listen, you've coached a lot of players. That's someone.
That's MVP right now. That's MVP. MVP of the season.
Was it Mr. 9.07, was it?
Whatever it is, we can check it right
Whatever
now.
it is, man.
He's the
Check.
highest rated player.
9.07, yeah, average.
Didn't play the first 3 game weeks. Came in game week 4 for his debut. Missed obviously 3 games, and he's now the highest rated player on FootMob for the whole season. So MVP hasn't been announced at the time of filming, but if you do announce one,
9.07.
yeah, if you do announce one, then obviously you deserve an MVP. So you've come in, you know Diddy, you know Bailey for Livy, you trust Hamza, you know Hafid.
Yep.
Kaz is the one in that starting 6, and Camilo as well.
I knew of Camilo though because of non-league.
Yeah, you knew of him.
Yeah.
Kaz is the one that you've never worked with or anything.
Yeah.
As a
I
coach, when you come across players like that, yeah.
You
Tell
just
me
got
about Kaz.
you got to take it into your stride, man. Like that level of quality, that
Just a pro.
difference maker.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? He's got obviously the CV behind him, but he backs it up on the pitch. Now, if people know Kaz how we know Kaz, he's not a great trainer.
He might be the worst. I think he's the worst trainer.
The worst.
He's
trainer.
the worst trainer.
Like, if we had the worst trainer, bib, he'll be wearing it week in week out.
He'll take the trophy.
But I always judge players on 3 things: can you score goals, create goals, or stop goals? Geezer can do it all 3.
Yeah.
He's
a two-way player.
Yeah. So it's like, and he turns up on match day. The way he's locked in, it's just little things as a coach. What I see, mate, he's always on that foam roller. I need to buy him a foam roller.
Yeah. He lost his foam roller.
Yeah, exactly.
He lost his foam roller.
But just little things which goes like, yeah, this guy he's on it, man. Not saying that the other players are not, but it's just that he's really buying into it, and all of a sudden
he took it to the after party.
Hey,
He's
like in training, he's asking questions. This that means he's invested. He knows what he wants to do. So yeah, as a coach, I've got to see that and go, do you know what? It worked before I jumped in as well, like the 2 weeks beforehand, whatever it was. Like, I can't change that. Let me try and build around it. To play him at the back was a fluke.
He asked for it, I think, isn't it?
No, there was a training session. One of the ones that I missed was the video, and then I think we were going because we had only 2 wildcards, and half at that point was a wildcard, so it's out of Hamza and Kaz, but we needed a defensive wildcard, and we didn't want too many attackers. And then I think we spoke about it, and there's a couple of screenshots I put in the group chat as well. And I think in training he was building up from the back. And it was a tough decision between at that point who do wildcard, because they both done great for us. Because the week before we had a couple weeks ago we had 3 wildcards, and that's before we made him permanent, and we just go with Kaz and put him back.
I don't want to give away too many tactics.
Of course,
it'll make you smile though. For me, how I play 6-a-side, the 2 wide players, the deepest ones, are the ones that will probably get most of your chances.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like putting players like Finley there, Calvin, good ball strikers, good techers, Diddy, Hamza, etc., etc. Then obviously getting the poachers around of the Bailey Browns, the Falivis, the Brunos. All of a sudden you got a blend, and then we use that word chaos. Yeah, it's all about controlled chaos, and he's just one of those players, man. Like he's chaos, man.
Kaz has been unbelievable. He's come in, he's scored in every game,
and he's so humble, so chilled.
Yeah,
nothing
very quiet.
Him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's one of them players where look, it's a team sport, and everyone knows it, but all the best teams have that player where sometimes you just look to him to just save us. And everyone's contributed massively, right? Everyone's done so much great work, and everyone's been important at every point, right? And we'll speak about another wildcard that's coming in half. But Kaz is that guy where look, he stepped up for the penalty with a minute and a half to go against United. If he doesn't score that, we don't get a point. He stepped up to take the penalty with 30 seconds to go against M5. If he doesn't score that, we don't get a win. He won us a pressure point. In the semi-final, when it was looking close, he scored. He just shot from the deep halfway line to level it up. In the final, of course, we'll 2-0 up by then as well. But he scores
crucial
that goal
game. 3-0.
3-0 is different because if we're 2-0 up, it can even go 2-1 as a different game or 3-0. So, and of course, like everyone, but he's going to probably get MVP this season. And he's just that kind of player where you can look to him and go, sometimes Kaz, and also our game changers. +1, he's the first one up.
Mate.
Free play, he's in attacking free or defensive.
I think it got a little bit boring in my presentation I was writing. Kaz's name first in every single thing. But that's a credit to him. But I do have a bone to pick with him.
Go on.
He called me crazy on live TV.
He did.
He did.
Called me crazy.
But he likes the crazy.
I know.
He likes the crazy.
It's all joke.
But you are. Another one, Hafed Al-Drubi.
Go way back, me and Haf, man. And obviously Diddy as well, whatnot.
So the guy that was at Barcelona?
He should be playing.
For Barcelona.
I don't think we'll have him next season. I think he's starting for Barcelona.
But listen,
all 3 of us go way back. I went to school with him. You played with him from young. And
a lot of people would have seen that podcast with Roots. Shout out Roots, I know him quite well.
The cursed pod.
The cursed pod, by the way. He wants me on it next week.
Hey, slow down.
Finished, so I think you'll be alright.
But listen, a lot of people would have probably looked at Haf and gone, "Oh, what are you saying? Oh, this and that." But people that know him quite well, like what we do, we knew he'll back it up. One of the best GKs that I've been around that I know. One of the, if not the most technical GK that I know. Sidewinders on lock, by the way.
I'm upset he didn't get to show it this season.
I know he didn't really get to show it. Probably done too much long balls in the final that drained the life out of me. But there was moments when he needed to do it, and he kicked it into Rose Ed, and I was buzzing. So listen, some big saves as well. I don't think we realised in that semi-final.
Well.
3 saves. He made 3 big saves.
Well.
Nah, but there was one moment,
penalty.
that Sordell save where he went down low and
he palmed
Camilo
it.
Just cleared it.
Palmed it to 2 of our players.
That was a big moment because that could have gone 3-1.
Even in the final, 4-3, he made an important save.
Right at the end,
So he's just a big game player.
I think out of 4 pens, he conceded 1 only.
Yes, when
In
he
his
almost
first
got it.
game.
Yeah.
I think he conceded 2, but saved about 4.
And there was 2 in that game, so he conceded the first one,
Yeah.
and then saved the second, or vice versa.
Yeah. But then he's like,
quite a few.
yeah,
He's very reliable.
His first
Very
game he
reliable.
saved
he was like my mini captain on the pitch in
Yeah.
terms of, a mini coach.
Yeah.
That's played 6s. He's got that experience. I know that other players in the squad did, but a GK and that central sweeper for me are so important because they
Sees
see
the game
everything.
differently, yeah.
They see everything. So they
He's
know when
coming,
Mandem
yeah.
need to drop or when they
he's
need
great.
to go higher. And then he's got the quality to match, to pick out those players to either play short. Mate, he's getting pressed and he's doing revies over people's
Yeah.
heads.
It's mental.
Like, you get what I'm saying? In a final, you don't feel pressure.
He's
tops,
come in. He's come in.
tops.
Has been great. He is actually the only person who's never experienced. He's played more than 1 game. That's never experienced a loss.
Yeah, he hasn't lost yet.
In SDS shirt. Actually, and Hamza. Yeah, but he's played a lot.
And Ibi, if you want to count that. One
Ibi,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, 1 game.
Ibi,
That's
yeah.
played more than 1
Yeah,
game
yeah.
because wildcards has come in once, like
Yeah.
Samira, so I forgot.
Yeah.
Samir
Samir
played.
Crothers, yeah.
Adam's played 1 game. So but I'm saying Hafez come in off the back of a controversial call, you know, because we started the season with John, good friend of mine, obviously had a bit of a storyline falling out kind of thing, which obviously ended up blowing up a bit, but now I think it calmed down and we're good and everything's good and John understands. And to be fair, everyone understands because look,
Yeah.
you know, so Hafez
hold
come
any
in.
malice.
No, but Hafez come in and he's changed the team. We haven't since he's come in. We've not lost a game.
Yeah.
You know, so he's been great. The decisions we made have been really, really has worked, like you said. Because at the end of the day, we made so many decisions, so many. It could be little. Well, this guy's not involved in it as much, or this guy. And it's worked.
It will
'cause it's come
definitely.
on.
It's given us good experience for next
Yeah.
season.
Amazing
100%,
experience,
because now we know the rights and wrongs. There's always going to be a new hurdle in football. You get what I'm saying? Like, but what we've been through this year as a group, I reckon other teams will probably be able to build that over 3 years. We've done it in 1.
Yeah.
11 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever you want to call it. So we're in a good place.
Well, it's been a great experience. Ball League Season 1. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we are the winners of Ball League Season 1. If you guys have been following the season, we were pretty much out of it massively by game week 5 or 6. Like we were with N5. We ended up finishing last. Like there was a time where they were above us and they finished rock bottom and we won the league. It's crazy how it's happened for us. We've won the league. We will forever be the first. We will forever be, no matter what happens, the first ever Baller League UK champions. The name SDS comes next to that, right? And if you guys have been part of SDS for years and you know what we've been building and you've been watching the podcast and just, you know, a group of 10 mates who just come and talk about football week in, week out, talk about Premier League football, Premier League roundups, game shows, mastermind, that group of people, that brand that we've built has allowed us to then make a team, has then allowed us to bring more people that weren't part of the podcast. People like Diddy, people like Maz, all the players that represent us. Kaz will always be part of SDS, wherever Kaz ends up going in his career, because he's still got a long way to go in his career. It's ended up in this, and we're loving it, we're enjoying it, but we're not going to get too high because we've got to defend it and we've got to win it again and again and again and again. I don't want to be the team that's won it once, won it the first time, and then that's it. Uruguay won the first ever World Cup. They haven't won one. They won, I think, 1 more since then, and that's it. Wow. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be Uruguay. I want to be Brazil. I want to be these kind of countries. I want to win more. I want to win loads. I want to have 5 stars at least. You know. So listen, it's not going to be easy. Every other team are going to step up their game. Everyone understands the game plan now. Everyone understands the league now. More players are going to come in. Better quality is going to come in. If we just sit back and think the same thing that we did is going to work, we're gonna learn a lesson. Look at teams like Man City. Pep wins the league and builds on the squad even more. So that's what's going to happen. Hopefully, over the next couple of months, you guys will see more and more news about the team. And if we're signing new players, we're bringing guys in. If Diddy's getting released or not, like you guys. He loved it. He loved that one. If he was down to Hasib, he'll be gone. But yes,
Hasib and Faisal as CEOs, I would have been long gone.
I should say thank you so much for everyone that's been enjoying the season. The streaming booth as well. Faisal and Lias have been class, by the way. So big up to them. Big up to all the players, the coaching staff, just the members of the podcast.
Come on, big up yourself, man. Big up yourself.
Yeah, got to.
I can't do that. Obviously.
Okay, big up Sharky, everyone, for helping us get to this place and winning this trophy, and also assembling a great coaching team and a great team, and the whole podcast in general.
Big up to our captain Diddy,
thank you.
Our head coach Maz, who turned the project around. Congratulations, production as well. I see boss for production as well, the social team, everyone. My mum for praying for us. All that stuff. So that is congratulations for season 1. And the final words are, let's get to work. Season 2 is among us. So
See you soon.
let's go.
See you soon.
Guys.
Take care.
See ya.
Bye.
We'll be there.
We will.